welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, first-time viewers, be warned. Of course, if you're not able to attend live, you can always ask your questions to Kris at Way of the Brush. It is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness has links for all the social medias, Discord, and as well as t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you've purchased yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com, because it's nice to put a name to the face. Also at wayofthebrush.com is a link for Patreon support. Want to help support the cause? I'm solo these days, and so, this is how I keep this channel running. There is a lot of upkeep and things like that, and so, your patronage is much appreciated. Everybody who does currently support me, a huge, huge thank you. And if you're considering Patreon support, there are varying tiers to support at, so a little something for everybody to help and contribute. And of course, if you're not able to support monetarily, you can also help the channel a great deal by thumbing up the video, liking, following, commenting, subscribing, and sharing the video. That's another big one. So all those things help the channel as well. And, help others as well, because oftentimes we do periodically, once in a while, have something interesting to contribute to this whole hobby that we all know and love. A big thank you to Carl, aka Guymere Alfer, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl's where it's at. Another big thank you to my baby bro, Evan, for creating the music that plays in the intro and outro. It's only recently that I started thanking him, even though he's done the intro music for years and years. So I know. Bad Kris, I know. Bad brother. I know. So anyway, big thank you to Evan, my baby bro. Much love, always. I actually had a nice conversation with him this morning. He actually gave me a call. Just to shoot the shit and, check in and, because he's a good brother. I'm a terrible brother. He's a good brother. I'm fucking useless. Who's joining us today? I can see Mike Grimshaw. Greetings, Kris. Happy to see you. I'm currently working on Groot for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Just got a deep brown base coat on him, and he looks like a giant turd. He looks like a giant. Yeah. I would have probably started, say, with the mid-tone of him. Give him, a shade wash, just to get into the little nooks and crannies, and then just a quick dry brush. And you'd be done, right? Especially if you're just going to be gaming with them, right? But if you're going to do, a good paint job on them, then, yeah, you might have to start making them look like a turd. Just avoid the inkling to incorporate, texture on them that looks like corn or, anything like that. Avoid. Oh, I'm making myself sick here. James Young, any idea when you may use those new paints you got from Amazon? Any idea? Well, I had the paints he's talking about, for anybody who's not really sure what the hell he's talking about. I had done a big thank you video, which was long overdue. Thanking Nick D, Jabba's Left Nut, and of course Grim. And Grim had gotten me an item off my Amazon wish list and gifted it. And it is the paint set Arteza. And if you go check out Amazon, check out, 60 colors acrylic, and you'll see the box set. And it's a really great value. Even if you're just looking for acrylic paints just to noodle around with, for, painting canvas and anything like that, it's a really great value. And, they're tube paints, but, water-based acrylics is water-based acrylics. I have not tested them out. I've been sitting on these paints for a bit, and I just haven't gotten around. But yeah, soon enough I will. Any idea when? I could say a month from now. I could say tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's really just all up in the air as far as what projects I'm working on currently. I'm filming. Let's grab them. Like, the current projects I've got going on is I'm doing the Stormcast Eternal. You might have seen those on the Fresh Tips. Well, patrons get early access, so they're already caught up to where I'm at right now at the moment. And also another project I've got on the go is this little stand here, which is going to be for a custom cipher model, which only patrons get access to. And I've made that one available for all patrons, no matter what support level they're at. So, yeah. Although I've talked about it in a previous channel or Patreon update, where I may drop the $1 Patreon level. Now, everybody who currently supports at that level would stay the same, but just no new people would support at that level. So I think I'll be making a video about it, but yeah, I think I am going to drop it. So there'll only be, Primed Monkey and up. There won't be any more Gray Plastic Monkey. And you know what? That's a sign. That's a sign, right? Because that first level, that $1 tier, is called Gray Plastic Monkey. And the goal is to have no more gray plastic, especially, since we're all stuck indoors, and hopefully we're all working on projects and trying to stay upbeat about all this craziness that's going on across this entire planet. Hopefully we're trying to keep ourselves sane by, working on projects that, we said, geez, I've been meaning to work on this. Now I can. And I'm sure every single one of you out there probably has a stack as tall as your house or apartment or whatever. I'm sure you have a stack of projects that high that you have to get to. So there should be no excuses why we can't get any of these projects done. Which is another show I do. So anywho, yeah. David Mofat, why hello there. I was just listening to your doomsday rant from last week. Yeah, maybe I should be checked for bipolar, because, I can fly off the handle in either direction, and, I can be quite calm and serene and, quite happy about everything. And then sometimes I can be just bucked off about stuff and, you son of a bitch. And, but, such is life, right? No, I'm not bipolar, though. At least as far as I know. I don't know. I haven't been tested. I don't think I am. Nobody said, oh, Kris, you're way off the handle here. Might explain a few things. I don't know, but... Daniel Horton. Hi, is the coronavirus affecting you in any way, or hasn't it really hit where you live yet? There are cases in my immediate vicinity that there are people who are sick with the virus. Is it affecting my day-to-day? Well, obviously, yes, because we are all voluntarily isolating and staying in, and it's an important measure. I had posted something on Discord, an article, like last week or something like that, about how basically one person, it was an article in Reuters about the coronavirus in South Korea. How basically just look up patient 31 South Korea. Look up patient 31 South Korea, and you'll see that's an example of how one person can just help the wildfire grow and just explode. So this whole self-isolation thing, it does have merit. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but so is death. So, and losing loved ones, it's not just about you. It's also about the people around you as well. So yeah, I mean, sitting there bitching about it and complaining, oh, I'm so inconvenienced. Oh, I can't go out, and oh, I can't do this, or I'm immune to the virus, and I can live my life, and it's not about you. It's not about you. This whole pandemic is an exercise in compassion and empathy, which I think, the world is sorely lacking in. Yeah. This is, these are hard lessons we have to learn. Sometimes we have to lose people painfully to learn these lessons, But anywho, Hail Bop, hey yo, Disflux, hi yo. Daniel Horton, can you name any good TV series I could get into? I can name you a whole bunch. I grew up on TV. I mean, what's good? What is good? Okay, well, good. Battlestar Galactica, the early 2000s Battlestar, the '03 I think is when it came out. Battlestar Galactica, watch that one. That's an excellent show. It's not an action show. It's a drama. It's all about the characters. If you're familiar with the original, 1970s Battlestar Galactica, it is completely different than that. It does build on that mythology, but it's completely different. I love it. I love Battlestar. Man, I mean, there's so many TV shows. I mean, I'm behind on TV shows right now. If you've got Disney, Mandalorian, I loved Mandalorian. I mean, you don't read too deeply into it. It's not a deep show. It's an adventure. It's a space adventure. It's a space western adventure. I'm thoroughly enjoyed it. I was actually watching, and apparently they cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka for the upcoming seasons of Mandalorian. And at first I was like, okay. And then I thought, no, I think she's a really great choice. I think she's a really great choice for the role. She does bring humor. She has a sense of authority and wisdom about her whenever you watch her in movies. But she can also be really, really funny. She's, a damn good looking woman. So, she's got the trifecta of things going on. So, why not her, right? And yeah, I mean, when you watch her in movies, I mean, the first thing I recall ever seeing her in was Sin City. And she's the leader of, the prostitutes, right? What the hell were they called in Sin City? Anywho, no, she's great, and I mean, one of my favorite movies with her in it is Clerks 2. She's just hilarious in that one. So, yeah, I mean, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, I'm behind it. I'm for it. And Mandalorian, she should be an older woman. Now, I mean, she's an alien, so she could be, she could be like Yoda, where 50 years and she's still a baby. I mean, they could say she's still really young, but I mean, we've never seen a live action version of her, and she's one of those characters that has spanned many years in the background, and it would be really fun to have a live action face to her, right? Now, the only thing is casting somebody like Dawson for the role. Will there be will it have action sequences with her? Will we see the ex-Jedi of her, or are we, or is she just going to be kind of advisory and she's just kind of mystical, and you know what I mean? Who knows, right? I mean, who knows? Either way, it's going to be fun, and I'm digging the choice for Ahsoka. And she and in fact, she already kind of has the face of the animated character. She's got the big eyeballs. She's got big lips. She has a longer face to her. She almost looks like the character already. So, maybe that's why she got the role. Maybe they said, what, she would be perfect for this. And yeah, so I'm 100% behind the choice if it pans out and if it, comes to light. So yeah, I'm for it. I don't know how I went from that question to talking about Rosario Dawson, but Grim, howdy y'all, howdy Grim. Mike Grimshaw, it'll be for gaming. The deep brown is for base. I'll give it a mid-tone dry brush shortly, followed be a wash, then a lighter brown dry brush. Yeah, see that you already have one more step in there that I don't think is necessary. I mean, you can't go back. Well, you could go back, but you're not going to bother going back. Do it the way you're going to do it. That's fine. For me personally, I would have started with a mid-tone, what I wanted him to mostly be. Gone for a darker shade wash, not so much say Agrax Earthshade or Null Oil or anything like that. I probably let's play the speculation game. Let's say, for example, I base coated Groot in Citadel colors. I would have went for a mid-tone brown. I probably would have went for something like crap. What would I have went? I'm trying to think of what a mid-tone brown would be. Something a little bit lighter than, say, Baneblade brown or something like that, or darker than Baneblade brown. Something around that. Because Baneblade brown's pretty light. I can't think of what color it would be. I don't want to say XV88, but XV88 wouldn't be terrible either. Something along those lines, right? I can't think of it. But anyway, if you're not playing with Citadel colors, a mid-tone brown. I would have base coated the entire model in mid-tone brown. Then I would have taken a darker brown, maybe add a bit of black to it or something like that. Make it a shade wash, right? And I've done videos on how to do making your own shade washes out of colors. In fact, I'll put a card right there. Making your own shade wash, right? And that was for everybody after the fact. And so, shade wash it, and then a light dry brush. And the dry brush wouldn't go over the entirety of the model, because basically making your own shade wash, you can determine how much capillary action it will occur and how much tinting will occur on the overall surfaces. So going with the mid-tone and then hitting it with a shade wash of a darker tone, and depending on how you made your mixture, determines how much tinting will occur on the flat surfaces as opposed to what creeps into the recesses, right? So if you adjust that, I would probably thin it so that it just gives me the capillary, doesn't do a whole lot of tinting or hue change on the surface. And then I would dry brush very, very lightly, building up with a lighter color. So if I went with a mid-tone, obviously I would add a little bit of white to that color, or pick the color that was appropriate and lighter than that. And dry brush up from the feet, come in from the hands, from the top of his head down a bit, maybe a bit on his chin, a little bit on his chest, maybe kind of centrally outwards, you know what I mean? And just build the highlights like that. But I would not dry brush the entirety of the model. I would be very deliberate on how I applied those colors, And so, yeah, but anyway, that's how I would do a Groot if I was doing a Groot. Doing a Groot. Ebb and Flow, what's up, everybody? Hail Bop. Hi, I have gray plastic forever. David Brunfield, remember, death only happens to mini painters when the last unpainted is painted. Definitely. That's definitely. We'll live on forever as long as we have models to do. Michael Personage. Going back to mental health, I don't hear voices, but I think they're lying. David Mofat, my wife just told me Italy lost 627 people yesterday. Holy snap. Yeah. Italy? Yeah, Italy's getting effed right now. Definitely, But again, I mean, that's why you got to take this shit seriously, because like in North America, I mean, I can only talk about a North American perspective here because it's the only thing I know. But yeah, now social distancing here in North America isn't quite as bad, or hard, I should say. Hard is kind of the wrong word. It's not as big a challenge because of how far apart the cities are and how far apart people live, right? Whereas imagine places like, Hong Kong and, Venice and these real high population density centers, it's probably really, really hard to isolate, and it's probably quite a pain in the ass. I mean, in North America, I mean, there's really not that many big centers. I mean, in Canada, it's Toronto, Montreal, and, Victoria, right? In America, you got Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and, well, most of this eastern seaboard of the United States. But other than that, there's not really huge population centers. Like, imagine, like, India. Like, I can't imagine what the hell. I mean, I know they're stamping people and stuff like that, and in India, but I can't imagine, because I mean, like, whenever I see things in India, like, footage of life in India, man, people live shoulder to shoulder there. Same with, like, Hong Kong and, a lot of places, like in really high density places. And I can imagine, like, the virus has to be just spreading like mad in those areas. And, when people are living shoulder to shoulder, like, holy shit. Like, that virus, that's where viruses just love to spread. And especially since this thing is airborne. This crazy crap, man. I'm coughing, but it's not Corona. It's because Kris has a bad habit. Why else would he cough? From a bad habit. Come on. Dr. Santos, hello. Banshun. Hey, from Japan, Kris. Always great to catch a live stream. Well, welcome, Banshun. Banshun? Yeah. I'm still waiting on, I know you said Japan, but it got me thinking Japan. Bandai, because that would be the first place I go. I know, huge nerd, right? Anyway, and I'm waiting to play with my Space Marine. I need the guys on my shelf here. They need a big Space Marine, and that Space Marine should be about the same size as Bob there. Hey, I'm tickling Bob. Hey. Anyway, yeah. So I need that Space Marine. I need it. So if Bandai's listening, or Games Workshop, whoever, are they shipping the Marines out from Bandai, or are they going to Games Workshop and then Games Workshop ships it out? That seems like a really expensive venture if that's the case. I don't know. I have no idea. Either way, I want my Space Marine. Give me my Bandai Space Marine already. Damn it. Come on, I'm stuck in the house. I need my Space Marine. Mike Grimshaw, my friends have been using Discord to keep in touch while we play video games online. We're talking about starting a Blood Bowl League too. Awesome. Yeah. You know, why not? Discord's really great, you know. I was thinking of, I was actually trying to do see if I could do a stream on Discord, just, you know, for us goofing around, but it only seems to work like a screen to screen kind of thing, right? Doing a webcam, I don't know, it didn't work. I mean, maybe it works, I don't know, but I was playing around with it and it just wasn't happening for me. Not that I'm the smartest cat, but, you know, I just, screw it, I gave up. Harry, hey monkeys, hope all are good and some crazy times, so be safe. Nice. Working on Blood Angels, cool. David Moffat, yeah, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka is cool. But I'm gunning for Jessica Alba as Hera Syndulla. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah, I could totally see her as Twi'lek. John J. Hello, Kris and monkeys. Hello, John J. Brutal Top 27. Hello, Chatted Kris. Hello, Daniel Horton. Do you feel the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show coming out will be a disappointment because of how well The Mandalorian is? The Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I don't know if it needs to be a show. You know what I mean? I don't know if a miniseries, maybe. You know what I mean? Realistically, let's okay, we're gonna nerd out here for a second. Obi-Wan Kenobi, does he really need a show? Like, where are we talking about in his life? Are we talking about when he was a Padawan? That would be really cool. The adventures he got in with Qui-Gon, that would be cool. That'd be kind of tough to do an older Ewan McGregor and an old ass Liam Neeson, but, you know, with all the digital aging and shit like that, I mean, sure, we could get them performing that shit, but that would be more interesting. Obi-Wan when he was a Padawan, or even a child Obi-Wan. Because Obi-Wan, technically, when he goes to Tatooine, he should be just staying on Tatooine. Now, talking about his adventures on Tatooine, do we really need to? And there's so many kind of big, as far as we understand the greater arc of Star Wars, there's so many things that happen that, you know, obviously we already know about, watching Rebels and, you know, Clone Wars and stuff like that. Like, do we really need an Obi-Wan story? 20 years ago, yeah, we probably wanted an Obi-Wan story. Do we need it now? Not really. I would rather Disney put their efforts into original stuff like Mandalorian rather than dusting off already pre-established characters. You know what I mean? Like Obi-Wan, I mean, like, he spends like 20 years on Tatooine. Is he on the planet the entire time? I would imagine, yeah. If he took his job seriously, because he's supposed to be watching over Luke, right? He's supposed to be watching over Luke. And considering that he messed up with his last Padawan, you would assume that he's going to watch over this current one and put his whole ass into that effort, right? You would think he would take that pretty seriously, considering the massive failure that happened with the previous guy he was supposed to be teaching and you know, teaching the ways of the Force to, right? You would assume a guy takes that duty pretty seriously. I don't know. I mean, if they do a show where he's on Tatooine and the adventure is just on Tatooine and he peels off to some other planet and gets it in adventures, I mean, what kind of guardian is that? He leaves his ward to fend for himself, even though, yeah, he's just a farmer. Yeah, he's just a little boy. But I mean, still, like, it wouldn't make any sense. It would diminish the gravity of Obi-Wan's duty and what we think of as Obi-Wan, right? And Obi-Wan is supposed to be the wise old man who's got our frickin' back. And you know what I mean? It's help me, Obi-Wan. Not, I'll see you later, Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? So, I don't think an Obi-Wan show is necessary. I don't think it's necessary. But that's just my opinion. And I love Star Wars. But I mean, you know, you would have to go back to tell interesting stories about Obi-Wan. I think you would have to go back to when he was a Padawan with him and Qui-Gon. Because basically, I would like to see more Qui-Gon. I would like to see more Qui-Gon and the role he played, you know, in how, you know, he was, you know, preparing for the Chosen One, right? That would be cool. I mean, really, realistically, I would rather see Qui-Gon, a story about Qui-Gon. A miniseries, not, you know, nothing, you know, too drawn out. It doesn't have to be a damn TV series. It could be a miniseries. It could be just a movie, you know. Just you know, some stories of Qui-Gon. Because, you know, he's an underdeveloped character who plays a very pivotal role in the outcome of the galaxy, right? So, you know. But anyway. Dr. Xantos, in Finland, social distancing is an everyday thing. Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? We don't like it when people get too close. 1 meter gaps at bus stops minimum. Charming. That's kind of like around here too. I mean, people don't really, you know, say, hi, how's it going? You know what I mean? Like, pass somebody on the sidewalk, you walk, you know, completely past them kind of thing. David Mofat, as a Yukoner, I find Calgary dense enough. I'm itching to take my family back up north. Yeah, you may as well, right? Ben Shun, I live in Shizuoka, home of Tamiya. Bandai is the enemy. See, I like Tamiya too, though. I like Tamiya too. I'm still working on a Tamiya tank, and I've got Tamiya paints. Oh, you can't see them on the thing there, but yeah, I've got Mr. Color. Well, this is Mr. Crystal Color. I've got Mr. Crystal. I've got Tamiya. I've got all sorts of paints on the go here. I actually bought more Tamiya paints because when I do up the tank, I'm gonna use Tamiya paints. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just go full Tamiya on it. If you're gonna paint Games Workshop models, you might as well go full Games Workshop. If you're gonna do Tamiya, you're gonna do full Tamiya. If you're gonna go, I don't know who the other ones would be. Who's the other ones? If you're going full Privateer Press, then you go full Privateer Press. You go Formula P3, right? You might as well have all these. If you're gonna have massive paint collections, then you might as well paint the miniatures in the paints that were made by the company for those express purposes. I mean, if you're gonna be a crazy nutbag like that, then you might as well use the paints, you know, on the products that they wanted you to use them on, right? Because if they're gonna make models and stuff like that, and then make paints with it, you might as well paint them in those paints, right? Why buy, you know, Sylvaneth and paint them in Vallejo colors? Might as well use Games Workshop colors, because that's, you know, especially if you're going to go with pre-established color schemes, you might as well just buy the frickin' paints and paint them in those colors that's what your goal is. Nothing wrong with it. Doesn't mean you're a mushhead. Although I think you are a mushhead, but... Family of Gamers 777. What's up, Kris? Not too much, Coach. What's happening? Been a long time since I've seen you guys. Usually I see you guys at Adepticon. Yeah. Just self-isolating, man. Hanging with the family. Spending more time with the family. Board Game Maniac. There he is. Hi, Kris. Hi. Geofits. Hey, beautiful. Is he talking to me? Does everybody like the thumbnail for today's show? That's inspired by Ryan George. I love his channel. He's hilarious. It's amazing how he can take a few of those jokes and just keep riding those jokes, you know. And, you know, I don't know if it means I'm a mushhead, but I still laugh every time, you know, he goes, wow, 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 you know. Anyway, he's just too funny. Anyway, Where am I? Daniel Horton, do you feel there should be a TV series on Master Yoda and his life of becoming a Jedi? I would like to see. Now, there's talk of them doing an Old Republic show, and I would like to see them incorporate. It doesn't have the whole show doesn't have to be it'd be fun if it's about the Old Republic and give us, more stuff for the mythology and, give us new characters because it's entirely wide open background. But what would also be fun is they give us the beginnings of Yoda, right? Because Yoda is, 1,000 years old, right? He's like, I don't know, 800, 900 years old, whatever the hell he is. And wherever this story's taking place, because the Old Republic, as far as I understood in the video games, is like I'm getting a wicked spike. Oof, that was a spike. Did you feel that? I felt it. I saw it. But anyway, I don't want to yell, but anywho, yeah. So like we know that Yoda, right, takes a long time to age, and so the Old Republic can deal with a Padawan or even youngling Yoda becoming a Jedi, and he's just kind of in the background and here and there, and maybe a story might deal with him, and you know what I mean? Like who knows what kind of wherever they go. I mean, it's wide open, and our expectations of that setting is wide open, so it's completely free playground to play in, and I think that's fantastic, and I think that's the stuff that the producers that are making these shows, that's the kind of crap they should be dealing with, not giving us an Obi-Wan story that, completely changes the overall arc of the character, because he is pretty integral to the arc of Star Wars, right? You know what I mean? It's like going back and, talking about what Darth Vader does from episode 3 to episode 4, like all the shit he does. We know he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. We know that. We don't, you know what I mean? Like there's because to tell a good story arc of a character, there has to be highs and lows, right? And there has to be personal change. We already see that. Sure, there are little side stories you can tell, which is fun for like a movie like Rogue One, right? Where it's about other characters taking place within an established time frame that we're all familiar with. And there are nods to other characters who have, bigger story arcs, Darth Vader and, but yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to go so deep into a particular character, because you're just going to end up changing that character. The writers will end up changing those characters. So if they do an Obi-Wan show, it'll probably be received very poorly, and it's unnecessary. In my opinion, it's unnecessary, because to make an interesting show about that character has to develop. And we've seen Obi-Wan develop. It would be more interesting to tell the tale of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Like when Qui-Gon first gets Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? Like leading up to that. And you know what I mean? Like that would be an interesting story. And that's where you get a bit of wiggle room as well, because, but yeah. Anyway. Where the hell am I in this? Sophie, wow. Hey, Kris, what's up, chat? Ranting about Star Wars, I see. I agree Disney should do new stories than revive old characters. Exactly, right? Exactly. David Moffat, Bushes of Love covered everything we need to know about Obi-Wan and Luke. Exactly. Geofits, but I want to see Ewan McGregor reprise his role as Obi-Wan. No, let it stand. Let it stand. He did his role. He did his part. I saw a deep fake of putting Ewan McGregor's face over Alec Guinness as, in A New Hope. That's disturbing. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing that if George Lucas was still in charge, that would be a revision he would do. He would make Alec Guinness look like Ewan McGregor. And it's like, oh my Lord, who the fuck wants to see that? Let the art stand. Right? Let it stand as it is. God, you gotta keep just meddling with stuff. And I mean, like, when you change the story arcs of characters. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if they went back and told a story about Darth Vader, how, you know, he wanted to correct something and he's on his path to the dark side, but he does something that would, by all logic, move him back into the light. Well, that downplays the role Luke plays. Right? So why tell a fucking story like that? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Because all that does is diminish the importance of the characters that the role they played in the main story. And so when people keep asking for like these little fucking mini stories, it's really, really annoying, because no, tell fresh new stories within the mythos. It's all you got to do, you know? Like, that's why, like, I enjoy Mandalorian. Like, it's giving us more of what we like, you know, without, you know, being too challenging, because it's not challenging. But I love Mandalorian. Mandalorian's great. Same reason I loved Rogue One. You know, it gave us more of what we wanted. Doesn't really change anything. In fact, fits within the mythos. Mandalorian, it can tread new ground, because there's really, I don't think there's a lot of story between what happens after, you know, the fall of the Empire to the rise of, you know, the First Order, which, you know, the parts 7, 8, 9 stuff, that's kind of a hot mess, and that's kind of a too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. That was a hot mess, you know, when you had one man or woman in charge of the decision making for parts, you know, episode 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, 3, right? At least you had a cohesive story. Even though the prequels, you know, by comparison now, the prequels are appreciated as, you know, good Star Wars movies, which, you know, part 4, 5, and 6, the best movies, because they're good movies. They're just good movies. Anywho, Daniel Horton, have you and Ash managed to do or get played to do any more videos of Necromunda, because can't because of issues going on? What? That was a what? Ash and I, yeah, we're playing Necromunda right now. I just posted a video yesterday of week 2. Week 3 will go up next week on Ash's channel. Then week 4 will be on my channel. The social distancing, it's just the two of us. I'm more concerned about catching or bringing something to Ash, because he has small ones. And I am concerned about it because I'm an at-risk person. My son is actually fits within the category of at-risk. He was ill. I was talking about this last week. He was ill. He completely bounced back. He's fine. And he's just as... I was going to say as annoying as he usually is, but it's not really nice because he's not annoying. But he's a big ass. But he's my kid, so, I mean, I complain, because realistically, I raised him. So it's all my fault. If he's an ass, it's my fault. And so I have to take the responsibility. I made an ass. Johnny Chop Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 288. You crazy nutbag, you. Oh, man. Board Game Maniac, from being an ISO, are you getting more painting done or less? But the same. Because, I mean, all the painting I'm doing, I edit the footage, and so like it's still work. I'm still working. It's about the same. I work from home. You know, before this crisis came into effect, you know, life for me has not really changed. It's affected, obviously, my wife, son, and my rest of the family, right? I mean, you know, but for me, I'm still the same. I'm a shut-in anyway, so. Geofits, I felt the disturbance of force. Yeah, with that deep fake, yeah. David Wolfat, I felt that is mostly unexplored and such. Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever they're going into, you know, sure. And I think with telling the stories in the past of the Republic, I think it gives them opportunity to explore, you know, I don't think it has to be about Yoda, because I don't know if I could listen to long dialogue in how Yoda speaks. I don't know if I could listen to a full show where he's just going on talking, and you know what I mean? Like, I'd probably end up blowing my brains out if that were the case. I think bits and parts here and there, you know, giving us fun little insights into the Yoda's past. I think that would be fun. A whole show about Yoda, unnecessary, and would be annoying. It'd be annoying. No. It should give us fresh characters who maybe have links to the past, or completely fresh, and just, you know, give us something new within the universe. That's all we need, you know? That's all you need. Harry, a balls deep spike. Yeah, that was a balls deep. But my guy, he's playing frickin' Call of Duty right now. So, yeah. Usually we don't get spikes. It's usually whenever he's doing something weird. It's when he does something weird, all of a sudden I see spikes. It's like, son of a bitch. Anyway. Sophie. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. Daniel Horton, do you think Disney will overdo Star Wars just to make as much money as they can wreck Star Wars in the long run? Sure. I mean, at some point, yeah, you kind of have to stop with Star Wars, right? But yeah, they're going to milk that cow as far as they can. Sure. I mean, they're a business. They're going to milk it as far. Any business is going to milk any hot item. They're going to milk it as far as they can. Yes, they will. They will. Will it wreck Star Wars? Time will tell. I mean, you know, time will tell. I think when you're talking about, you know, making video or like TV shows and movies within the IP of something, you have to give it to people who love the material, the source material. Stay true to the source material. When you start to really venture off from the source material, that's where you start running into issues. And so, yeah, I mean, like, fans, you know, you want new stuff, and you don't want to, you know, tell and rehash the same story with new characters, and you don't want to tell new characters and, you know, rehash old plots, and, you know what I mean? Like, you want new stuff. But some things about storytelling are going to have similarities. The hero's journey. It's always the same, regardless of what movie genre you're talking about. It's always the same. Romance, always the same. But how it goes about and where, and you know, and twists and things like that, like, those can be fresh and new, and you know, that's where creativity can come in. And then also as well, movies and TV shows are a visual medium. It's also important on how things are shot, what we're looking at, how shots are composed, and you know what I mean? Like, the reason why we love Lord of the Rings over the Hobbit series is because it was beautifully shot. There was so much effort that was put into the compositions of what we saw. Yeah, there was careful consideration in what went into the Hobbit, but it does not hold up as well as Lord of the Rings. You know, sorry for everybody out there who loves The Hobbit, but Lord of the Rings are much stronger films than the Hobbit movies. Just because the visual medium in which it went, they told the story in, was far better than having all the money in the world to do CG out the ass. You know what I mean? A CG movie does not make a good film. You know, it doesn't guarantee a good film. A completely CG movie, and then you might as well just go completely CG, which I'm sure we'll get more of in the future. And I'm sure as the CG gets better and better, they'll be more lifelike, and you know. But the thing is, though, is with the CG and the uncanny valley, I mean, I don't know if I could watch a whole movie where, you know, it's like Rogue One and Tarkin. I mean, it's good, but there's still some uncanny valley there, and it's like, I don't know if I could watch a whole movie where all of the characters are just within that realm of the uncanny valley. I don't know if I could watch it. I'd probably get ill. That's not what we're talking about. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Oh. Ariel's Sasinski. They should make a sequel series set 1,000 years after episodes 1 and 9. Sure. You totally can. Sure. Why not, right? It could be 100 years, 1,000 years, whatever, right? Sure. I mean, the Old Republic stuff allows you to tell a lot more exciting stories about, you know, the conflict and stuff like that, because there was a Sith Empire and there was a Republic, and you know what I mean? And you had all these different empires, and the galaxy was a very different place, you know? And it, you know, I think that is just, you know, far more interesting, you know, as far as the background is concerned. You can still give us new stories and new characters, and they don't have to have anything to do with the established characters in, you know, A New Hope. But what you can do is give relevance to A New Hope and increase the importance of that, of what happens in that story, by talking about, you know, what's unfolding here and how we know it will end up playing out, right? Just saying. David Moffat, The Nature of Things, hosted by Yoda, set on planets around the galaxy. Yeah, I don't know if I could watch that show. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. Brother Eldrian. Seriously, Star Wars was a Disney movie from the beginning. Princess, awkward sidekick, cute sidekick, and you can always watch Mark Hamill. Nothing will ever take that from you. Sure, right? Those movies are already pre-established. Those will never change. You know, you don't like where Star Wars is going, can always enjoy what was. You know? You always have the choice to change the channel, not go to the movie. You always have that choice. You know? You have a choice. Sophie, wow, what ruins movie franchises is when they totally change established timelines like they did with Star Trek. Definitely. It does change things, but Star Trek, realistically, anybody who's a big fan of Star Trek, them moving and telling stories within other timelines, Star Trek does that already. So talking about, you know, like when J.J. Abrams got involved and changed Star Trek, people were, oh, this isn't Star Trek, you know. No, shut the fuck up. It's taking place within another timeline. It can happen. Sure. If you were a big fan of Star Trek before, even the original series, and talking about alternate timelines, you're already used to these concepts. I don't know why anybody would be losing their shit over this kind of thing. They can tell a Star Trek within another timeline where Kirk is a fucking woman. A gay black woman, if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't understand the thinking, you know? Especially with Star Trek fans. It's like, because Star Trek fans, the notion of time travel, alternate timelines, that should already be well ingrained within storylines, because so much of Star Trek deals with alternate timelines. I don't know why anybody would have issue with, like, the Abrams stuff. Sure, let's tell adventure stories. Why not? You know? But anyway. I know, I'm getting some wicked spikes. I might have to yell upstairs for people to knock off whatever they're doing, because they know goddamn well I'm doing this. But it sounds pretty quiet upstairs now, so I think they might have. Daniel Jefferson. Hobbit was a hot mess. No way a 3-part movie. Characters fudged in when not in book. You notice change of director at Jackson picked up the pieces. Yeah, yeah. You know. But I mean, there was stuff in Lord of the Rings that was in the books that wasn't in the movies. I mean, that's, you know, because, you know, a book can get into those kind of lengths, and a movie, really, in a visual medium, doesn't really need to, you know? So, like, even like the time scale in Lord of the Rings, the time scale is huge. How long that journey took. You don't get that sense in the books or in the movie. You don't get the sense of how long things took. Not necessary. It's not necessary. It's only really within our imagination that when we're reading these stories, right? Old man Logan. Hi, Kris. Hi, monkeys. I hope that everyone is doing well. I think so. Disflux. The background is overrated. The foreground is where it's at. Exactly. That's exactly it. And that's where I have issue with like the prequels in Star Wars, because they're more background. Right? They're more about the background of Star Wars than they are about the rise and fall of Anakin. And that's because that's the way, for a long time that's what Star Wars is about. It's about the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker. That's what Star Wars is about. That particular saga. Now, telling stories within the mythos and stuff like that, sure, why not? Sure. But Star Wars itself, right, is about the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker. It's about this character, the chosen one, And that's where, 7, 8, 9 kind of fall flat, because, realistically, it should have been the repercussions of the chosen one, right? And, I think the arc of not having the 7, 8, 9 be about Luke and Leia, and the repercussions of the chosen one, I think that was a huge mistake. But, such as it is. Again, too many cooks in the kitchen. That's how those movies feel. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's no single vision. Because, like the original movies, it's under George Lucas's vision. There was different directors in 4, 5, and 6. You can have different directors, but if they're under the same vision of one person, then, it'll have some semblance of coherency. But there was many things in the original movies that, come and go, and characters are introduced and lost. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, and people were going on about like that was one of my big things about with Snoke, the whole thing about Snoke. Who fucking cares? The movie's not about Snoke. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, I just don't get it. I feel that kind of thing, that I don't know what that is. To me, that feels like some sort of level of Asperger's, that people need to know that kind of level of detail of something. And it's not fucking important to the overarching character of these characters that we're following. It's not how you tell stories. And I think that's why they're always falling back, rehashing things, because nobody knows how to tell an interesting character story anymore, because character stories have fallen way off the grid. And I think that's why. You got to go back and tell compelling stories. That's why shows like Breaking Bad and I'm trying to think of good character stories. The Joker movie, the last Joker movie, was a great movie because it studies the character. It's about the character. And then people who didn't get it, again, I think are the people who want all of the little fucking things laid out for them. No, that's not what it's about. It's about the goddamn fucking character. It's about empathizing. And maybe that's what it is. And maybe that's the lesson people need to learn and bring back is empathy. Anyway. Fire Drake 18. Hello, peoples. Kris, get a new camera. Stream looks different. Better to me. Or is it that sweet senility seeping into my brain? For the last couple months, well, since I had to get a newer machine, my stream has been at 60, 1080p 60, I do believe is what I'm streaming at. Normally whenever my connection is running properly, which it is now at the moment, things are going well. It depends on also what your connection to the server, the stream is. But yeah, I don't know. And also too, I have a lookup table on this video feed. I changed the color profile from the regular webcam because the webcam gives you very flat colors and just doesn't look right. So I run a lookup table on the video stream. Anyway. Bum. Isha, welcome all from Sammy at the Zombie Apocalypse Central, New York. Yeah. Heretic Scott over on Twitch. Happening monkeys. What did I miss? And why are Chris's eyes so big in the thumbnail? That's just, I like doing, as you may or may not notice, the thumbnails for the show these days is always my face in the shot. And not always, because last one was like my bobblehead and Bob, but I just like to do something different. And I was just thinking, okay, well, how can I take a selfie basically and, make it look different? And so I like Ryan George, his channel, he's hilarious. And, he always has in the thumbnail, the characters always have the big blown out eyeballs. And so I thought that'd be hilarious. Just, blown out eyeballs. That's all. That's the only reason, just for laughs. That's all I do it for. And if it has you asking and scratching your head going, what the F, then all the better. Disflux, I was disappointed by the Picard series. Once an episode Q should have played a prank on an old man Picard as a running gag. Yeah. I've been enjoying Picard. I missed the last episode, so no spoilers. Don't tell me anything. But I've been enjoying Picard. It's interesting. Did we need more Picard? No, not really. But it has, it's mostly been talking in show and, introducing different characters and, how they kind of bring 7 and 9 back in to help the story is fun. Is the show about 7 and 9? Do we need a show about 7 and 9? Not really. And same with Picard. Picard, did we really need a show with Picard? I mean, I'm a big fan of Patrick Stewart, but I'm kind of in the camp of Patrick, buddy, you can, these are supposed to be the golden years and you're supposed to enjoy yourself and, live life. And I don't think you have to keep working, but unless of course, maybe Patrick's got a lot of bills. I don't know. Or Sir Patrick. I should be calling him Sir Patrick, right? Sir Patrick. Maybe being a knight doesn't have too many perks. You still got to work, even though you're a knight, even though you're a goddamn knight. He's a goddamn knight. Anthony B, episode 288. The nerd rage is strong and fierce. It is. Fire Drinking Team, Kris can start a Netflix party, hang out and watch some science fiction theater or something. That would be fun. I would love to do, Mystery Science Theater 3000 or whatever hell. That would be fun if I could probably do it with my son and my daughter and probably the wife and have just the silhouettes of our heads at the bottom of the screen while we're watching a show. Because we can pick apart a movie like nobody's business and make inappropriate shit. We could do it. We could. Restream feels it necessary to interrupt my stream of comments here. Congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Oh, great. Wonderful. Dark Commission, I would be interested in revisit X-Files. Yeah, X-Files. Yeah, alien stuff and see where it has progressed to after nearly 20 years, new agents, etc. See what has become of the world and the human race. Sure. But what if, now, that's a situational thing where the X-Files would be interesting because it plays off of our unknowing of our current world as far as, the paranormal and, aliens and, all these things, right? But as the world, becomes less and less superstitious, does a show still have its grip on us of the unknown when we know so much? Especially those of us who like to stay informed and who aren't, swayed by, was it an angel? Was it an angel? Was it a, who the hell's messaging me? Good God. Come on. Don't people know I'm busy? I'm doing shit, man. Anywho. So, yeah, would it still hold its sway? I don't know. But yeah, it would be interesting. Sure. Or just give us brand new stories. I mean, like a show that was kind of like X-Files, Fringe. J.J. Abrams, I enjoyed Fringe. Because it was an adventure and it played within, you know, all these different ideas and alternate universe. And, you know what I mean? Like, it had all these really fun concepts and it never really went anywhere. And, you know, realistically, I think people should have known when dealing with JJ that he likes dangling the carrot in front of you, but I don't think he knows how to pay it off. He doesn't know how to satisfy. And, you know, I think that's probably the definition of a cuck, right? You can't satisfy. We're back to cucks again. Yeah. Reziel, I like how in Rebels Obi-Wan explicitly says Luke is the chosen one. That's right, not Anakin. Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, you can play within that. Within this, that was he the chosen one, or was Anakin supposed to bring about the chosen one? What is the chosen one, right? I mean, these are all ideas we could have explored, but they didn't. They didn't. Oh well. Maybe next time. Again, that's where you got to have people who know and love the source material. That's where that's important, because it helps tell interesting stories for the fans, but also people who stay true to the source material can also introduce new people to the fold, because the stories are so compelling and it just grows and grows and grows, and you tell compelling stories. But again, stories are always about the characters. Stories are always about the characters. Where the hell am I? Ishab, oh yeah, I beg to differ, Kris. We do need a show about 7 of 9. Okay, I need a show about her. Hell, she could just sit and read, and I'd be happy to just sit and watch her. Well, because you're infatuated with her, but are you infatuated with the character, or are you infatuated with the actress? That's what you need to ask yourself, right? Hail Bob, excited for PP's Warcaster game, but I didn't back the Kickstarter because of financial uncertainty with all the isolation, etc. Should release late summer for retail though, so hopefully this Corona stuff blows over by then. It's not going to blow over. Corona's not going to blow over. It'll still be here. We're going to still have Corona in our world years from now. Just like the smallpox and measles is still around. These things are still going to be here. It's not going to blow over. It's not going to go away. They're still here. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's a part of life. This is life. Deal with it. Get used to it. Incorporate it into your paradigm and move forward. Evolve. Adapt. That's what life does. If you can't do that, guess what? Guess what happens to things that can't evolve or adapt? They go away. But as far as Warcaster game, again, Privateer Press. I don't know, man. Like, get ready, buckle in, kids. We're going on a rant. I mean, you want to get me excited about a game? Give me interesting miniatures. And these Warcasters, the miniatures, kind of fall flat for me, in my opinion. It's a hard sell. Privateer Press, you might make a great rule set, really compelling gameplay, but the miniatures, man, Jesus H. You know, in recent years with War Machine and you know, like within Hordes, where your guys were going with Hordes, holy shit! Like it was some interesting looking sculpts. Unfortunately, the gameplay suffered. You changed the rules and you changed the game. And just when the miniatures were catching up with how fun the game was, you know, because I was not an early adopter of War Machine. I was a hard sell on War Machine because the models just made me want to upchuck. I did not like the look of them. And I'm not really big into steampunk either. So again, you know, you're playing, but you're taking a chance, and that's you know, that's an applaud. And so with this whole sci-fi genre of, you know, the playing within their universe, I get, but the fucking models are not interesting. They're not. Not to me anyway. They look like GoBots in comparison to Transformers. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, unfortunately. But that's just my opinion. Jump Fox to Kris. How do you go about picking colors for a project? I have a hard time picking a good scheme, starting with a color, and then can't really figure out where to go from there. Okay, so now if you don't really have an art background, picking color schemes, yes, can be a challenge. And you don't really, you have it in you that you don't want to go with the pre-established color schemes, okay? So, for example, let's go to Space Marines as our atypical example. You don't want to go with the pre-established color schemes that are set out, in the guides or in the rule books or whatever. You want to make up your own chapter, right? You want to go with a brand new color scheme. You want to be an individual. That's where you want to be. And I applaud that, and that's very brave of you. But you don't know where to go. How to start, right? How do I go about it? Well, the first thing I often recommend, and I've recommended this many times, but I don't think I've ever read the name Jump Fox before, so I'm going to assume you're relatively new to, my advice. So I often recommend look at color schemes outside of, out in the real world. Okay? Let's say, for example, we like the color scheme of Dunkin' Donuts, the corporate logo, or even FedEx. FedEx has got a really nice color swatch, right? That purple, orange, and white, that combination. Okay, let's set aside the fact that you might get teased for making FedEx Marines, but the color scheme itself, and maybe even playing around within that realm of colors, the purple, orange, and white, right? In the color balance. Also bear in mind, it's the color balance, right? It's the level of dark colors to lighter colors to midtones, highs, lows. There is a balance, and a lot of thought goes into corporate logos. If you went orange and red, yellow and red, what's the first thing you think of? Fucking McDonald's, right? Play around within those. Now, it doesn't have to be a corporate logo. It could be an animal. Maybe you like the look of, clownfish, orange, black, and white, right? A tiger, same thing. You know what I mean? And maybe you want to incorporate those colors, and that can be your jumping off point to where you want to go with your color scheme and do something different, and maybe even play within the background of what you're imagining as far as, for example, a Space Marine chapter, on what that Space Marine chapter's background is about, right? So many things to consider when, making up a color scheme. But when you're having a hard time looking for inspiration, look to the outside world, because guaranteed, that's where the people who write the rule books and make up the color guides, that's where they're looking. They're looking outside to the real world, because artists, canvas, whatever, are looking to the outside world. And, then of course, when you get into the really kind of nerdy aspects of it, the whole artist, art, then you get in depth into the color play and how light, dark colors, interact with each other, balance of highs, lows, and you know what I mean? There is a lot of nuance there within color theory. But not knowing all that, dogma, you can just simply look at the outside world and say, I like the way the interplay of how this dark purple and this orange with a little bit of white, or on a white background, and how purple and orange play together. And you know what I mean? Like, there's all sorts of many ways you can invent your own color scheme, or even can play off of a pre-established color scheme. Take the Blood Angels color scheme with, I like when Blood Angels have like the red armor with the yellow helmet. Play off of that. No shit, that's what they do all the time. Imperial Fists, yellow armor, red helmet, red armor, yellow helmet, right? You just mix around, just do the, just flip the script on it, and do what you like. So give that a try. Hopefully, who asked that question? Jump Fox. Hopefully, Jump Fox, that kind of helps. Hopefully, gives you an idea. That's usually around the ballpark of what I talk about whenever. And I've been asked this question many, many times. And feel free to ask your questions. It's what this show is all about. It's all about helping you guys, answering your questions, and, giving you guys some help. G Squared, episode 288. Just what is wrong with Star Trek fans? What is wrong with Star Trek? Yeah, exactly, right? G Squared, Fringe was awesome. I liked Fringe. It didn't really go anywhere. I was not satisfied how that ended. But, but it's JJ. And I think I think JJ is really great at dangling the carrot in front of you. But, yeah. Daniel Jefferson. Walter Bishop in Fringe was a great character. He was a great character. Then they kind of... I could go on to another rant about Fringe. But anyway. Ishab, the actress. Yeah, okay, well, Jerry Ryan's a good-looking woman. She's a good-looking woman. Can't deny it. Same with the chick from... the chick from Battlestar. What the hell's her name? Trisha Helfer? Something like that? Good-looking woman. Can't help it. It's what sells. It's what sells. Sex sells. That's why they're in the show, right? Star Trek Voyager didn't get more viewers because of compelling storytelling. It was because 709, right? And I mean, if you're a heterosexual male and you're attracted to females, I mean, like, yeah, that ploy's gonna work on you. Worked on me. Can't help it. Sorry, can't fight biology. Well, you can, but you'll lose. Right? Otherwise, you got to self-isolate. Ariel Sandusky. Fun fact, you can draw a straight line from Jerry Ryan's ex-husband being a sex creep to Obama becoming president. What? He had to drop out of the race to Obama, ran unopposed. What? You can draw a straight line from Jerry Ryan's ex-husband being a sex creep to Obama becoming president. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of that, but okay. Reziel, Jerry Ryan's very attractive. I always enjoyed her work. Never over-critiqued it. She was great on Voyager, even though her character being added was actually controversial. Not her fault. Sure. I mean, she's an actress. It's a job. I mean, actors take jobs. What I mean? Like, if a TV show, an established TV show, we're looking for, a female blonde play this role. There's 100 people who show up, 1,000 people probably, 1,000,000 people. Who knows? She gets it. She's grateful. Did she? You know what I mean? When an actor takes a job, do they even know what they're taking a job for? No, because it's just a freaking job. They're actors. That's their job, right? Not her fault, It's the fans who become toxic about this shit. Fuck the fans. Fuck them. Fucking goofs. Fucking up people's lives. Look at that poor kid played in episode 1 of Star Wars. People fucked with that kid. It's the guy who played Jar Jar. People fuck with that guy. It's the fans. The fans are fucking toxic. People should stop listening to the fans. Just make new original stuff. Just completely fuck with people. Getting me mad now. I'm dropping all sorts of F-bombs. Getting me mad. Fucking nerds are making me mad. Anyway. Lazy Monkey, I'm here. It's time for tacos. Tacos! Ooh, I overdid it on tacos the other day. The old lady made she made pulled pork. Carnitas. She made carnitas. And we just had tacos. Oh, man. She bought the little street taco. They're just little sons of bitches. Just throw a little slop meat in there. Sprinkle of lime. A little bit of hot sauce. Well, I love hot sauce. Just, one shot. It's just like one shot. And I'll have another. Oh, okay, I'll have another. So, yeah. Overdid it. Holy moly. Overdid it. And and of course too, I was like, I could go for a tequila. I didn't have any tequila, but I had rum. So I was like, close enough. And I had a glass like this tall of rum. Boom, shot. Boom, shot. Yeah. Anyway. Heretic Scott. I actually really liked Orville. I loved Orville. Orville was great. I enjoyed it way more than Star Trek. Well, Orville was Star Trek. For everybody who loved the original series and Next Generation, because McFarlane loves Star Trek and was going to be true to the source material. And I don't know why you would not hand over a property who obviously he loves the source material. Why would you not give him the job? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why they did. Seth MacFarlane, like, give him Star Trek. Just give him Star Trek. Just write it over. And I had heard that he was trying to get it again. And then Picard starts doing well, and then CBS is like, oh, no, it's fuck those goofs. Anyway, I'm getting mad again. But yeah, Orville, yeah, great show. When is it coming back? When's it coming back? Ishyab, yes, both actresses are amazingly beautiful. They really are. Yeah, well, I don't need you to fucking confirm that for me. I know. I have two eyes. I can see. I'm not blind. Arthur Bugorski. Any great resources or color suggestions for painting non-Caucasian skin tones? For those, there are colors that work straight out of the pot, but now I want to work on my Walking Dead minis. There are color guides out there. I've made video tutorials on doing non-Caucasian skin tones. I don't know if I've done any recently. Have I done any recently? I don't think I have. Maybe I'm due to do some of those. Maybe I've been playing around with doing the Stormcast Eternal, going through this guy. Maybe once I finish him, I'll do some color guides on doing, not Caucasian skin tones. But I think I'll probably go through. I mean, realistically, like, there's only really 3 skin tones that you kind of have to work within: really dark, dark, and light, right? And you can play within the gradients in that, and the recipes for those color swatches are pretty standard. I mean, I can probably do it, showing within Citadel, showing within Vallejo, showing within, you know what I mean? And so I'll probably do it as a mixed bag of sorts. But anywho, if most people are playing within Citadel range, so with dark skin tones, I often like to start off with, say, something like Dryad Bark, Mornfang Brown, you know what I mean, as a dark skin tone. You can give that a shade wash of Agrexer shade, or even, you could even go Nuln Oil. Depends on how dark a flesh you want to go. And then I often will mix like Bugman's Glow into whatever base color I did, and I will go up. So I'll start off, say, 4-1, 4 dark, whatever my dark tone was, I'll go 4 of that to 1 Bugman Glow, or dark flesh tone, right? And then I will go 3-1, and then maybe 2-1 as the brightest tone, and that's it for a dark flesh tone. Like, if I want to go for really, really dark flesh. If I want to go for the mids, then I'll probably, say, take a dark brown and mix it into a color like dark flesh, like, say, Bugman's Glow. So, for example, I'll take, say, Dryad Bark, and I'll mix it into Bugman Glow. I'll mix that maybe a 1-1 as the base tone, and then add Bugman Glow, and then, say, go Cadian Flesh Tone as a really kind of quick color swatch. Shade wash, does it really need it? Maybe just to define some, shadowy points. And then for, Caucasian flesh tones, yeah, I'll start off with, say, Cadian Flesh, Kislev Flesh, and then highlight up with Screaming Skull, add that to Cadian Flesh, just go for the final bright tones. If I wanted to, say, get fancy, I could start off with Kislev Flesh, take Cadian Flesh, turn that into a shade wash, mix that on there to add Witch Flesh to Cadian or Kislev Flesh, or even, no, Kislev Flesh, add highlights up to Pallid Witch, and be done. That is a really fast way. Just to answer your question on the show here, that's pretty much how I would go. If I'm going to go with really dark skin tones, I'll often mix it. I'll take a dark tone. I won't use black, because black is going to not do the right thing. Go with dark browns. If you need to add black to the dark browns, sure, but not really. But like, if you're working within Citadel, yeah, color like Dryad Bark, or what is it? Yeah, Mornfang Brown. Mornfang Brown, I like Mornfang Brown for dark skin tones because it has a bit of a red to it, and human flesh has, varying colors, especially when the lighter the skin tone, you see more and more color on the flesh. So like really, really light skinned people, you see lots of reds, you see greens and blues, and you know what I mean? You see lots of colors on, on really light skin. And really dark skin, you really don't see a lot, which is kind of interesting. Again, it's, the coverings of the same animal. I mean, which is why I've never understood why, typically white skin is referred to just white, because it's not. It's many colors. In fact, that skin tone I would call colored. But anyway, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's just really dumb reasoning. It's really what it is. That's all racism is. Fucking dumb reasoning. Anyway, Lazy Monkey, is everyone ready for all the reality shows to turn into lockdown reality shows? Yeah, I don't really watch TV, so I'm not even in tune with what regular TV is. I have TV. I turned it on. I watched Picard. I turned it off. I went back to it a week later to watch again Picard, and it was still on the channel for Picard. So we don't watch TV. When football season, then it's football and whatever show I might be watching, if I'm watching a show. But otherwise, football, and we could turn the TV off, turn it back on, and it's still set to where football was. So, we don't watch TV really around here. Which is good, because you shouldn't watch too much TV. It's garbage anyway. Read some news from whatever source you like. I don't really care. But always look at your news with a critical eye. Whatever news you get it from, look at it with a critical eye. And, yeah, just to stay somewhat informed. But realistically, like movies, it's about the people in your lives. Spend time with your family, people, your friends. Spend time with your friends. Anyway. Anthony B, episode 288. Nerds are making me fucking mad. Ishab, man, Kris, you're definitely salty today. The evil Kris, I gotta admit, I like it. It's, yeah, I don't know. This is, realistically, people, I mean, like I said, when you're talking to me in the real world, and any of the monkeys who have met me in the real world know that this is more like who I am. When I'm talking in this kind of flat, kind of straight up kind of way, this is more who I am. I mean, I ain't no Bob Ross. I'll give you that. And I doubt even Bob Ross was Bob Ross. And like I say, never meet your heroes. And I'm no one's hero. Lazy Monkey, taco snacks. They're a thing. Yeah. I know. Stop talking about tacos. I'm getting freaking hungry. Anthony B, episode 288, tacos and a glass of rum. I love it. There we go. Anthony B, tacos and a glass of rum. I know. Those aren't the two that you normally associate the two with each other, but damn. Why not, right? Tacos and a glass of rum. Stop talking about this shit. I'm getting hungry. I was supposed to have a snack before I did the show today. I didn't, because usually by the end of the show, I'm like, oh, I gotta do something. But, oh. Is Twitch even still on? I'm seeing that there's an error. Let me refresh the page. No, okay. No, Twitch is still saying I'm on. Okay. Sorry, I always look at my encoder, and I also have another window up that usually tells me if things are going, but yeah. Anywho, now I'm all discombobulated. Where am I? Yeah, I'm still on Twitch. Okay, old man Logan, thanks. Yeah, I'm still on Twitch. Okay, I'm still good. It's still good. Where am I? Dark Commission. Scale 75 has multi-ethnic skin tones. The flesh paint set. Yeah, I have the flesh paint set, and it's good. And it's a good starting point. And you look at the really dark flesh tones, they have a bit of red into them. It's good. Yeah. Lazy Monkey, I don't even have TV. Yeah, you don't even need it. You don't need TV. No. I mean, if you can stream your entertainment, and if you really are that caught up in your TV, I mean, like when TV programs air and stuff like that. Like, I'm too fucking busy. That's why I missed Picard, and then I have to go online and and find the episode, and because I mean, that's the world we're living in. I don't know why TV is even still a thing. Like, realistically, yeah, it doesn't have to be a thing anymore. TV does not have to be a thing. And in fact, I'll bet you 10 years from now, TV won't be a thing. It'll be gone. Reziel, hey Kris, are you aware of Darren Latham and his YouTube channel and the developments with it? And if so, do you have any thoughts about if GW had anything to do with it? As far as I understand, yeah, I am familiar with Darren Latham's channel, and it's unfortunate that he had to take it down, and he had to take it down if he wanted to keep his job. I'm sure, yeah. The nitty gritty, the details of it all, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I mean, sure. What the nitty gritty details are, does it matter? I mean, was he in breach of something? Probably. And he should have known better. If he works for the company and was doing that and he was in breach of his agreement with them, he should have known better. And, yeah. I mean, it's a business. This is business, man. It's not fucking charity. You know what I mean? Like, Games Workshop is a business. And if you were in breach of your contract with them and they give you shit, then yeah, you were in the wrong. If you were in the right, then you fight for your right. If you're in the right, you fight for your right. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Simple little equation. It's the world you live in, man. It's the world you live in. I mean, yeah. Everything costs money, man. Everything costs money. Nothing's free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Lazy Monkey. I haven't heard anything about that, Raziel. You haven't heard it? You haven't heard? No? Lazy Monkey. Bob Ross became Bob Ross after getting out of the military. Makes sense to me. Yeah. He became Bob Ross. He wasn't always Bob Ross. He wasn't born Bob Ross. I mean, he was born Bob Ross, but I mean, everybody that we know, the external, entity that we have, idolized, became Bob Ross. But Bob Ross was a different guy before he became Bob Ross. He was not the same guy. He wasn't always that guy. He became that guy. Like a chrysalis. Anyway. Yeah. Dr. Xantos just biked for 20 minutes while Kris was rambling. Good stuff. Email time? Is it email? Yeah, geez, we're at 1:30. Holy crap. Yeah, we got 30 minutes left of the show. And we're trying to stay within the 2-hour mark, right? Because like I say at the beginning of the show, the most informative 120 minutes, that's 2 hours for anybody who can't do the math on that. But you're all a bunch of smart cookies out there, so I know you all do the math. So, yes. I say at the beginning of the show, and when I first did Way the Brush, it was supposed to be an hour show. It was only supposed to be an hour, and then it changed to a 2-hour show, and I don't know how that happened. It changed on me. It changed on me is what it is, and so now the show has been going almost 3 hours sometimes, and I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that. I think it's because I talk too damn much, and the thing is, like in real life, like I'm usually pretty sparing with my words. I'm not usually one for just talking incessantly, and I'm not one for, talking at length unless it's about a subject that I know or I'm passionate about, and then we can talk. But otherwise, I don't really shoot the breeze. If, I'm standing next to you at the bus stop and I don't talk to you, it's because I got nothing to say, right? I usually only talk whenever I have something to say. But for the show, we're talking because oftentimes I have something to say, and we're interacting back and forth. Like this show, I would not do this show if none of you talked to me. If none of you said anything to me, I would not do the show. I wouldn't bother. Just wouldn't bother. If you didn't send me emails, wouldn't bother. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Throat's getting dry. All the talking. All my gum flapping. Heretic Scott, not having a TV more of a pain in the ass than having one because of the fucking TV license guys that harass you at the door. Well, the thing is, like, yeah, like because they're big corporations, and you know, they have their fingers here and there, and they get so much of your money. And these stupid packages, like the TV packages, they're so useless. It's unnecessary, and you know, it's bloat, and they've gotten away with it for so long. But realistically, if they want to maintain their monopoly, they have to change gears, which they're doing now, right? They're creating the streaming services, and so they're going to get us again. They're going to get us again because now Disney, right? Disney has a channel where they were producing this stuff for free, right? Well, it wasn't really for free because we were paying the cable company to watch these packages, right? And so they're just getting us again. So think about it. If you still have your cable where you're paying for packages and, you know, you're getting, say, Disney's included in your package, right? It's part of your package. And then you're paying for Disney Plus. Yeah, they're getting you at both ends. You're taking it in both ends. You're like, you know, and then you're on a spit roast. You're on a spit roast. You're a little fucking piggy on a spit roast. But think of the porn example of that. And that is you. You Photoshop your face on whatever body you want. That is you. Both ends taking it. And you are. Accept it. Now, you can accept it and just say, "Oh, screw it. I'm on a spit roast." Or you can say, "Fuck you," and get off the spit roast and do something about it. Choice is yours. The choice is yours. It's not the evil company is not manipulating the universe so that you have to do this. You have a choice. You can get off the spit roast. You're not stuck on it. That's why I'm saying it's more like a porn example where you're taking it in both ends. You don't have to be in that situation. You want to be in that situation. And you know what? Bitching about it makes no sense. Just all around, I just want to complain. No, my life. That's a first world problem right there. And so, yeah, little piggy. You can be a little piggy all you want. You can be a little piggy all you want. You can live your life however you like. That's the freedom you have. At least as far as we understand it. Reziel, maybe it's the gossip gene in me, but I find speculation like that interesting. Not trying to talk bad about GW here, but I thought Darren's channel was amazing and soon it will be totally deleted. Yeah, well, if he was in the wrong, then it has to be taken down. If it was in breach of his contract that he signed with the company, guess what? It's got to go down. Belly aching ain't going to do fuck all. And hating on GW because of the rules that they created and which everybody who, if you want to work for them, has to abide by, and they're the bad guy, like, come on, get your head out of your ass. That's how the world works. I mean, you know, like, what fantasy land are you living in? What fantasy land are you living in? GW is not in the wrong. If they are right, and if it was a contract that they have with him, and he was in breach of his contract, they could have just as easily fired him. They said, but they gave him a choice. They said, yeah, bud, you know, you might be wrong. I mean, if that's the situation, I don't even know. That's speculation. I mean, if that is the scenario, and I don't know, I have no idea, and I'm not on the inside track in any shape, way, or form. I have no idea. But if there is a legal obligation to the company, and if he wants to stay with that company, yeah, suck it up. It's happening. Again, little piggy on a spit roast. Taking it in both ends. It's the world you live in. Deal with it. Adapt and survive. Don't want to adapt? Well, be a little piggy. Sorry, I was reading Daniel Jefferson's episode 288, Spit Roast. You're all on a spit roast. You all are. You're all little piggies. Even me. Little piggies. So, yeah. Dark Commission. I only had one visit from TV license guy. He had no telly, and he wouldn't be back for 2 years. BBC license will be gone before that happens, I think. Okay, I don't know. That sounds like a very British problem. I don't know what... that didn't make any sense to me at all. It's okay, though. Oh, Jabba's Left Nut. Chris, if you own a TV in the UK, the BBC makes you buy a TV license. You have no choice, or it's $1,000 fine. $1,000 one time? Fucking pay it. Pay it. And then if they, and you can't pay it, well, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, then pay the fucking fine and never have TV. If the out price is $1,000, then pay it. And if they fight you on it, well, then you have to band together. I was talking with my brother actually today. The situation with leadership, governments, the world over, even corporations, the world over, everywhere, okay? People who are making choices that affect your life are only doing so because you let them, okay? And I've talked about this in the past, about, Ojibwe culture, chiefs. Chiefs weren't born. They're not even elected. Well, they're kind of elected, but they're only chief for as long as the people say they are chief. It's pretty simple. If the people don't want that as the person as the chief, guess what? They're not chief anymore. People said so. Simple as that. Corporations, presidents, prime ministers, whatever. They're only that because you allowed it. You, the people, allowed it. Pretty simple concept. So if corporations are dictating things, well, guess what? You don't have to fucking drop your dollar on that. If the laws in place are as such, then guess what? The people there don't have to be as such. You can remove them. Okay? And, which is why I kind of like the American Constitution, that anytime the government's not working, guess what? It's right there in the clause, the contract, the social contract with that everybody, because the law of the land is the people. People make the law. And anytime the government is not acting, then guess what? You get to remove the government. And I like that. That's the clause I like. That's why I like the idea of American freedom, the Constitution. I like that. But it takes cojones, and it's painful. But you know what? We're already in a fucked up situation. Maybe all of this turmoil, this shit that's going to cause shit to the economy, maybe it's a good thing. Because maybe the people who really need to learn empathy again are the people who are fucking with others and, getting blood from a stone. Maybe those are the people who really need to learn this lesson in empathy. Humanity. Right? It's humanity. People need to learn a lesson in humanity. Nazi ain't got humanity. Right? Maybe they're the ones who need the lesson. And maybe this is the lesson that they need to learn. So this whole system of bullshit is going to come crashing down, maybe. And is it going to become chaotic? Maybe. But you know what? Change comes at cost. And sometimes that cost is painful. But sometimes it's necessary. Because again, the beast needs to change. It needs to change. Because obviously this flimsy little house of cards wasn't worth the foundation it was built on. Maybe that's what is going to happen. Right? But then again, I don't know. It's just my thought. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Where am I? Fire Drake 18. Chris, I'm trying to come up with a paint scheme for the Gellerpox infected. Just pick the color scheme of your neighbors. Just look at your neighbors. What are they wearing? I was thinking of a blue ethereal blue pale skin effect. Just can't visualize anything at the moment. Not changing subject. Not changing. Yeah, you're not changing subject at all. Because Gellerpox, yeah, as like ethereal blue for the skin. Sure, why not? If you're on the Citadel side of things, you could start off with Teclis Blue as the base and build up. Just add white or use Blue Horror or whatever, and just add that. You could thin down if you still have Gilliman Blue. You can thin that down a bit. Add that as a glaze, and just so it creeps into the recesses. You can add a little Liquitex Flow Aid to that and give it that shade wash effect if you want, or you can go to contrast and get Talisar Blue or even Ethermatic Blue. I love Ethermatic Blue. That's a fantastic color. You can apply Gray Sear the easy way. Here's the easy way, right? I mean, Citadel already makes it nice and simple for you to do that kind of color scheme. Spray or base coat by hand Gray Sear, right? Use the spray or use the base coat and apply it onto the model. Nice and solid. Ethermatic Blue. You can thin it down just a little bit and apply that over the surface, and that'll give you slight blue tints in the surface. Or if you want it more kind of a electric kind of blue, you can go with Talisar Blue, thin that down, apply it on the flesh, and be done, right? Give a little highlights here and there of Gray Sear, and you can call it a day, really. Go with white, give it a second layer. Yeah. G squared 10 minutes ago, you said email time. Yeah, I did. I mean, come on, G squared. Did you just tune in? Is this your first time watching the show? I know I've read your name at least once or twice. Is this your first time tuning in? Are you brand new? Are you new? Is this your first day? Come on, man. Where am I? Dr. Xantos, in Finland, people stopped paying the TV license on the grounds that their TV doesn't work. So they made it mandatory tax. Yeah, well then you got to change these fucking laws, people. I mean, again, these laws are the law of the land. You made them happen. If the companies are doing this shit, then stop giving these companies money. Get people in there who will change these laws. And then if it's still a fact of life, then you have to rise up. You have to grab your pitchforks and rise up. It's as simple as that. I mean, if you all feel this way, otherwise you're all happy little piggies. It's as simple as that. Fuck. It's an inconvenience. Oh my God, it's an inconvenience. Oh, I'm being oppressed. Oh no. If it's just an inconvenience, then deal with it. Then keep sucking on that dick. Oh, yeah, sitting on your phone. Oh, I got to keep doing this. Then quit complaining, right? Be thankful you have fucking something to complain about, because there's people on this planet whose fucking lives are far worse. Far worse. Far worse than you and I are dealing with right now. Even fucking people just around the corner from you are dealing with shit. Don't even have a fucking clue as to why people are so upset over fucking TV shows. That's bullshit, right? Again, because the system, this whole fucking thing that we think is just so great, it's flimsy. It's flimsy. And we're learning that right now. It is flimsy. Raziel, this is the way of the brush. This is Lazy Monkey. Kris likes to ramble. Exactly, right? Come on, did we just meet? I ramble. This show is about me rambling about anything and everything, apparently. And you guys, you guys are doing F-bomb counts. Is there an F-bomb? I should have a little... They should make a thing for an F-bomb count. Little thing right here and the little ticker in the corner. Where is it? And it just keeps scrolling by. Ishab, love this. Kris, the anarchist. I'm with him 150%. I'm not an anarchist. It's not anarchy. We can still have laws to the land. There still can be law and order. As long as the people have the fucking balls to say, this is the law. And obey the law. But fucking right now, I mean, we're just letting people run amok. And people seem to be okay with it. People are breaking the law left and right. Highest levels form the highest chair of the government. And people seem to be okay with it. All right. If it was me, man, and somebody was using up my fucking resources like that, and I'm taxpayer, I'm, a good citizen, and the highest person in the land is fucking things up, I would not be happy. I wouldn't be happy. And I definitely would know that I'm not alone. And you know what? Just saying. Reziel, Kris, they're upset over TV shows because they don't have to figure out where their dinner is coming from. Exactly. They don't. They don't have to figure it out. They don't have to worry about the basic necessities of life. We're privileged. Privileged. And if we're all tuned into this right now, yeah, we're privileged. We are. We're all in the same boat. We're privileged. But humility has to come into effect and realize, you know what? Fuck. Yeah, I am privileged. And what should I do for those whose lives are not as good? Can I help them in any way? Well, you can try and help them, but also too, I mean, people have to ask for help as well. Just going around and trying to help somebody and interfering with their life, I mean, they can also make a change themselves as well. They need help. And when they ask for help, help. Simple. It's really goddamn simple. I can't believe how simple this shit is. Like, it's just, this is fucking common sense, Again, it's empathy. And that's the lesson here, I think. The universe right now is telling us something. And this applies to every human being on this planet. The universe is telling us something right now. There's a lesson to be learned here. Can we continue to act like spoiled little privileged children? Don't know. Dark Commission. Anarchy is not no laws from the Greek. No masters. Common law good enough for everyone. Really? Is that what it is? Okay. Because, I've always understood anarchy is no laws and just everybody's kind of for themselves and everybody's on equal footing. That's kind of where I understood anarchy, but I've never really delved too much into it because I was never anarchy kind of thing, right? I mean, I was a little bit punk, but I wasn't full on punk, I'm not really one for, getting into ideologies. I'm more of a freedom person. Freedom. I'm behind freedom. If I'm behind an ideology, I'm behind freedom. I believe in freedom. Freedom. Not capitalism. Capitalism and freedom are not the same. People seem to get that confused. The American way is capitalism. American way was supposed to be freedom. But it's become capitalism. Oh, it's capitalism. That's the American way. It used to be freedom. I think it was something about that in a declaration, right? And a constitution. I thought that was it about. It never said anything about the capitalism. I thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm misinformed. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I'm a big enough man to know and admit. Maybe sometimes I'm wrong. Maybe. I don't know. Anthony B. That's one of my complaints with mini wargaming, MWG. People swear, kids swear. It's a way of life. I hate the word frick. Well, because it's disingenuous, right? Because it's it's like dang, frick, poop, oh poop, just say fuck, shit. When you stub your toe, you don't go, oh, gall darn it. Well, sometimes I've done it, but but usually you stub your toe and you go, oh, for fuck's sakes, you you fucking were just like, fuck. God damn, that hurts like a son of a bitch. Right? You say that. Because it's human. It's human. That's why those words are there. It's human. And it's, it's bullshit. It's bullshit to use words like frick. And oh darn. It's bullshit. It's a facade. It's false. It's a facade. That's what it is. It's a facade. It's not real. It's not human. Not interested. I'm not interested in not being human. I want to be human. I like being human. I was raised a human. I'll probably die a human. I'd like to live as a human, at least. Enjoy the middle ground somewhere, right? Of course, too, also realizing that you're also a little piggy on a spit roast, too, is also another thing about being human. So. Oh, shit. Anthony B, episode 288. Best kind of piggy is spit roasted. Oh, shit. Yeah. I kind of like that better now. I'm changing the title. Yeah, I'm changing. I'm editing. You know what? It's my fucking show. I can edit it. I can edit it. Best kind of piggy is spit roasted. That's it, man. That's where we're at, right? Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. I'm getting sweaty now. Holy shit, there's only 6 minutes left of the show, and I haven't done a single email. Rezia, I'm American, and I disagree with that statement. Sure, and that's your right. That's your absolute right. But when they say God-given right, and if God doesn't exist, then what does your right really mean? See, I'd rather, it's your human right. Because humans determine laws. Right? It's your human right. Because, God-given right. God didn't give you the right. God doesn't, if God doesn't exist, then where'd that right come from? And if you're a person of logic, you fancy yourself a logical human being, an intelligent, logical human being who obeys the laws of science and humanity. Does God exist? We're hitting all sorts of buttons today, aren't we? Oh, shit, yeah. Ishab, hence, in the good old USA, I hate politicians, those running the public office, as they really are full of poop. I'm a believer in, and wish to be, a constitutionalist. What's a constitutionalist? Just being an American summed it up. You believed in freedom. That's what it was, right? Wasn't that what it was supposed to be about? But it was just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper. The Constitution's just a piece of paper. Oh, shit. Dark Commission, I like Drog from 2000 AD. Ghost Star Man Deluxe, capitalism is the practice of giving people so much choice on an unimportant level that they don't realize that they have no choice when it comes to important things. Well, that's not really what heavy capitalism is about, making money. There's nothing wrong with making money. It's when you are hurting others, that's when it becomes a problem, right? But if I can, make something and make a living and, and have a little extra, that's okay, right? To have a little extra, a little cushion for when hard times come, like now, it's really not a bad thing. In nature, animals do it, right? It occurs in nature to have a little bit of extra. Squirrels put away for winter, right? At least that's what I always understood squirrels were doing, right? They're putting away for the lean times, right? That's why humans, we learn to dry and preserve meats and foods and stuff like that because we know hard times are coming. So if profit, which is kind of like having that little buffer, it's not a bad thing for when the lean time comes. But when it hurts other people is when those lean times come and I have an abundance of stuff and people around me, friends, family, my neighbors are around me and they're suffering and I don't do shit about it. That's the bad. That's when it's bad. That's when capitalism is bad. But capitalism, as far as Anthony B, a little cushion for the pushing, am I right? Fucking always, man. It's always the rule. But yeah, I love a little cushion. Don't distract me, man. But anyway, yeah, that's when it's bad. That's when it's bad. And there's a lot of that. This world is surrounded by it, and we seem to be okay with it. We're okay with it. And if we're all okay with it, then fine, fuck it. Right? Fuck it. Oh, shit. Hail, Bob. God-given right is more of an expression here nowadays. More dramatic sounding. Yeah, exactly, right? It's drama. And that's exactly it. It's dramatic, right? And what's the definition of drama? Yeah. Anyway, okay, yeah, we're lazy Mickey, ho hum, nurgle bum. Fire drinking tea at the end of the day, nurgle bum. Yeah, we're all suffering from nurgle bum right now, and I'm getting it right now. Actually, my ass is kind of hurt sitting in this chair, and nobody noticed. I got a new chair. Nobody fucking noticed. Like, I guess nobody watches the show, right? Everybody listens to it, listens to me rant and rave. Nobody noticed that Kris finally got himself a new chair. Come on, I didn't get any compliment. I was fishing for compliments the entire time as I was turning my chair. I'm like, come on, nobody noticed? New chair? Nobody noticed that there was no squeak in the fucking background of the show the entire time? Thanks for noticing. God. Oh, shit. Man. I had to talk about, guilt trip, right? That's one thing, that's quality I learned from my mom. My mom could lay a good guilt trip. Oof. I love my mom. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't think that I would be a good man without my mom. And, of course my father played a part in that as well. But, I mean, laying a good guilt trip, I mean, that's just a tool that's just great for parenting. I mean, what good parent doesn't know how to lay a good guilt trip down? I like to think at least any good parent knows how to lay a good guilt trip. Bone Ripper, nice chair, Kris. Thank you. I was fishing for that compliment. Yeah, I was again, I'm making a little lemonade, right? I was like, can't go to Adepticon. I had set aside resources for it. I'm like, son of a bitch. I was disappointed. I was looking forward to going to some vendors and dropping some coin, And I think that anybody out there, I mean, like, obviously, we all can't, drop some coin on our favorite vendors, but, I said, well, screw it. And this is something that I've wanted and needed for a long time. And I said, screw it. So I put some of my pennies towards a new chair. And so I bought a new chair. And yes, I even made some poor delivery person come to my house and drop this heavy fucking package off. I did that. That was selfish of me. But the wheels of communism have to turn. And so I spent, during this time of crisis, So, it's a mixed bag, man. It's a mixed bag. I'm kind of guilty about it. I'm kind of in love with it. And, it's got lumbar support. It even has a little, it's not plugged in. It's even got a little vibrating back cushion. Of course, it vibrates. So that's not entirely what I use it for. Everybody's like, oh, good God, Kris. No, please don't tell me. No, good God. No, please. Oh, shit. But it's got another cushion for my back, and I've been using that, actually. Yeah, it's also got one on my head here, which is, if I lean back, oh, yeah. and then it fully reclines. And I bought this chair. I bought because it's rated for 400 pound. For 400 pound mother, and yeah, so that's why I got it. Steel, freaking just huge. Anthony B. That prostate ain't gonna milk itself. Nope, it ain't. Shit. Oh man. All right. We've we're into 2 minutes overtime. Go start at Kris. Did you just say your chair has a vibrator? It does. It's got a vibrating cushion, and it's got variable modes. Shit, can I plug it in right now? I'll plug it in right now. Yeah, I'll unplug this light right here. Hold on. Screw it. We're doing this. We're doing it. We're doing it live. We're doing this. Where's the end? Oh, there it is. Where's my USB? It's a USB power too, so if I had like a little power pack, I could just plug it in. But I just plug it in. I have like all my USB ports. I got like one of those, surge protectors, which is USBs in it, and it's just a bunch of USBs. It's actually kind of got like little lights. Here, I'll show you my little USB, my USB hub. Yeah, so the red and blue lights, that's my USB hub. Anybody who's watching this, on a bigger screen or something like that is probably like, oh my God, I'm fucking all over the place. Anyway, here, hold on. So yeah, it's got a little mode here and on. Here, listen. Can you hear that? What if I put it up against the mic? What kind of sound? Okay, if you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, but here it comes. That's got to be really loud, right? Oh, that's loud as balls. And then so we can switch modes. So that's full on. That's chip your teeth mode right there. That's higher. That's like, broken molars. Your two front teeth have already shattered by now. Oh yeah, this one I like. This one feels good. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna put it up against the mic. So if you're wearing headphones, watch out. Here it comes. And then of course this one here. Hold on. Ooh, yeah, it goes down. Ooh, up and down, up and down. Yeah, this is a good one too. Again, like I said, it's teeth chattering, but it's good stuff. I enjoy it. I was sitting back. I was sitting here. When did I get this chair? Like Friday, Thursday? Shit, what's today? Saturday? I got it Wednesday. Yeah, I was supposed to get it Tuesday, and I got it Wednesday. Yeah, so I got it Wednesday. I sat downstairs because my office is downstairs, and I got my chair thing. My back was kind of hurting on me all week, but today's been pretty good. But my back's been hurting, and I turned on Twitch and plugged into some Bob Ross. Somebody's been streaming Bob Ross, so I just watched Bob Ross. I sit here and fell asleep watching Bob Ross with the back vibrator going. I know, it's a hard life. It's a hard life being Kris. I know. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Eric Fountain, it's making my dogs go crazy. Heretic Scott, feels good there? Feels good where, Kris? Feels good. It's chattering. Whenever I hear that sound, I make the joke of it's gonna break your teeth because it's the blonde joke with the dildo, and she puts the dildo in her mouth and she breaks her teeth. Anyway, Ghost Iran Deluxe, do you have any of those for rectal use only stickers? I do. I've got a whole bunch, and I was gonna bring them with me to Adepticon because as in the big thank you video from Jabba's Left Nut, he had sent me a bunch of stickers. Huge amount of stickers, and I was give a bunch to the monkeys, everybody who showed up for the big game, right? And I was gonna have the rectal only stickers. I was gonna have a bunch of those monkey stickers, and so there was a whole bunch of mayhem I had planned, and of course we can't do it now because Project Mayhem's on hold until next year, right? So anyway, for all the patrons, yeah, I'm gonna put together a little package. I'm gonna send out a bunch of them stickers to everybody, all the patrons. I'm thinking, well, it all depends. I guess it depends on postage because postage is fucking expensive here in Canada. So it might only be maybe at the $5 level and higher. I'm going to send out stickers as well. I haven't prepared any packages yet. I just did that video just the other day, and He saw those stickers are all still in the packages. So yeah, but anyway. Anyway, Emerald Phoenix, episode 288. I fell asleep to Bob Ross with the vibrator in. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's what happens, man. Bob Ross, just fucking chill right out. Oh, shit. Reziel, I need to get back on Discord. I haven't accomplished anything. You're not on Discord with us, man? Like, what the hell? Reziel, you've been around forever, man. You're not in our Discord? Good God, man. Get on the Discord, man. We're on Discord all the time. We just start posting your shit in work in progress. And you know, I think because a lot of the monkeys have been posting in the work in progress, and that's fantastic. And even we have the finish channel as well. And of course we have questions and answers, so you can ask your questions. And the monkeys are talking all the time. And you know, so many people have been sharing a lot of stuff in our work in progress. You know, and I think I fully encourage it because you're sharing, and and it also allows the other monkeys to see what other people are doing, and it might inspire them in their efforts as well. And it also, like we're all at different levels, and some of us are, more experienced, and some of us are just starting out. And, if you're sharing your work, it allows those at various levels to see, other people. Well, he's painting like how I'm painting. And you know what I mean? Like it encourages others, and it's helpful, and it's sharing, and sharing's good. Sharing, is really good, and it helps everybody, and it helps build the confidence, right? It's one of those confidence things. Remember last week when I was talking about building a fire? I wasn't just being an asshole about that. When you know how to do these basic kind of things like building a fire, making a fire from scratch, and doing it and just because you can, that is such a confidence builder. When I was small and I knew and I learned that secret of fire and how to do it and make it myself from fuck all, it was such a confidence booster. And that's why I was making that reference, because when you pick up that skill and you do it, and you got to make that, and you got to go out and do it and implement that skill, that new skill you've learned, it is a confidence builder. It makes you more of a human being, and it builds, your confidence. And so when we see other people in painting, and we see like, well, he's a little heavy with his application of paint. We all also were there at one point. I wish I had all my old miniatures so I could show you guys the shitty paint jobs. Not that they're shitty paint jobs, but the less experienced paint jobs. And I could share those with you guys. I would totally share all my early paint jobs with you guys if I could, because I could show you, like, my God, here's where I was and here's where I am. And with the work in progress board, I love it because, we're all varying levels of experience, and we all share. And I know there's many more who are just lurking in the background watching, going, oh, he's painting just like me. And that's where I was. And I learned this little trick, and shares that. And you know what I mean? And we're all helping each other, and it's great. And that's why I do this. And that's why I like doing this stuff, because we're all helping each other, and we're all just much happier human beings when we can enjoy our free time in peace and have something fulfilling and have something at the end, we say, I did that. And that's why, like, when I was talking about making the fire, I did that. I made fire with my bare hands, and I did that. And the same when we complete a miniature and we're happy with how it looks, because I did that. It's a confidence builder. It builds your confidence, and you feel like more of a completed human being, even though it's something tangible and inconsequential, really. Like miniature painting, it's nobody gives a shit about miniature painting, and it's so for our own enjoyment, really. It's not a skill that we're going to take elsewhere in the world. There are applications for miniature painting, but the vast majority of us are not really that concerned with it. It's not like, I got to learn miniature painting because, there's a lot of jobs for, painting small things. And, we can take this into, Hollywood and, make money in that regards, because prop making and stuff like that. Right. But anyway, it's confidence building and it's helpful, and we feel better when we're doing it. And that's the whole point of a hobby, is, putting these passions into these things, and getting something out of it, and our enjoyment. It's releasing those little endorphins in our little monkey brains that we feel good, and we're enjoying this. And that's the whole point of all this, is that we're supposed to be enjoying this hobby and loving it, and wanting to do more, because again, more endorphins. We love that little endorphin rush. The little monkey brains love the endorphin rush, and God, we just want to keep painting it because we're having fun. And that's it. That's what it's all about. It's not any more complex than that. And so, yeah, Raziel, for God's sakes, man, get back on the Discord and start sharing again, and let us know how you're doing, for God's sakes, man. I went off into another rant. Holy fuck, it's 2:15. Jesus H. Aaron Seach, I need a Way of the Brush shirt that says Project Mayhem on the back. I don't know if I could put that on this t-shirt and sell that, because some asshole out there might have the rights to that. And if they don't, well, then I will do it. But I don't know, maybe it's too generic a term, but yeah. But we'll know it's Project Mayhem. We know regardless it's Project Mayhem. I actually I tune in for Joe Rogan. Like, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but Joe Rogan I listen to every once in a while when I can. But I end up watching the show, because it's kind of interesting how they interact, and seeing Joe Rogan's expressions to stuff is kind of hilarious. But I had watched the one with the author of Fight Club, and he's a famous author. Really fascinating podcast. I definitely would recommend listening to that guy. Just really an interesting guy. And yeah, it got me thinking. If anybody owns Project Mayhem, it's probably him. Or maybe the publisher. Maybe the publisher owns Project Mayhem. I don't know. But either way. Lazy Monkey. Kris is trying to be an endorphin dealer. Yeah. That's what it's all about, right? And you know what? I think... Okay, this is just a theory now. But I think like ASMR, I think that's like endorphin dealing. I think that's what that is. That's the connection. That's why the tingles and stuff like that people claim they get and stuff like that. And I mean, I get it. I get ASMR. I get it. And I know it's not a sexual thing. It's not a weirdo pervert kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it is. It could be creepy, and maybe that's why I get it, because I'm a creep. I'm willing to accept that. That's the possibility. But maybe it's some sort of endorphin release, and it triggers something in our brains, that when we were little babies and we were first discovering things, and it hits on that primordial connection. Because I listened to it one time, and it was somebody talking really close, and it was triggering something in my brain that, you know what I mean, that I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Maybe there's been a whole bunch of studies on what ASMR is all about, and I just haven't read them yet. I don't know. But yeah. Jabba's Left Nut. It should say Project Monkey Mayhem. Project Monkey Mayhem. There we go. Thank you. Jabba's Left Nut. We settled it right there. So if anybody tries to trademark fucking Project Monkey Mayhem, but it's not something I want to trademark, because I mean, if we get into mayhem, that's kind of like that's going to show up in court. They're going to make us explain things. And I don't want to go to court and explain things. God, my lawyers, I don't want to explain things. I just yeah. So, cause I mean, like Project Monkey Mayhem, I mean, we might get into trouble about stuff. There's the real possibility we might get arrested. And if we end up in court, I don't know any of you. So I don't want to end up in court and explaining things, man. Just don't make me explain things. God, I hate it. Oh, shit. Toby Curtis, you don't even know ASMR roleplay is a whole world in itself. ASMR roleplay? Yeah? No, I get it. I get it. I mean, you don't have to explain ASMR stuff to me. I mean, I get it. I get the whole it triggers and you get the tingles. But what I'm saying is I'm thinking that it's connected to something in our brains for a vast majority of us. And it's some sort of endorphin rush, I'm sure, or endorphin release, and it makes us feel good, and it's relaxing, and all these things. And it again, like I said, because it's probably something when we were babies. I'm sure that's what it is. It's triggering something in all of us because we were all babies at one point, so we all probably can relate to this. And I'm sure that's what it does. It's something, because I know, like, some of us, it's relaxing, and it's we feel good, we feel safe, things like that, right? Because it's something intimate as well, and intimacy is a safe thing, right? Because we're opening up, and we have somebody else there, and we feel safe. That's what intimacy is about. It's about feeling safe, right? You feel safe with your parents. You feel safe with your siblings. You feel safe with a lover. You know what I mean? Like, and you feel that intimacy. And ASMR could be a proxy of that safe intimacy, that feeling of safety. It's speculation. I don't know. I mean, again, like I said, there could have been a bunch of studies on this, and I'm just fucking, talking about shit that's already well established. I have no idea. If anybody knows of any papers that were written of actual legitimate fucking studies on ASMR and what it's doing and our connection to it, please point me to it. Feel free to inform me. Let me know, because I'm sure somebody out there has done studies on this, on why ASMR is a thing. I mean, hell, that we have the term ASMR, right? So, I don't know. Fuck. Anyway. Anthony B. My 5-year-old loves white noise, and we can hear it in the bed, and hearing the noise knocks me right out. Yeah, white noise. Fan running, whatever. Yeah, right? White noise? Sure. But I'm sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure it's probably something like that. That's why we like that sensation, the ASMR, that closeness, because it resembles intimacy. It resembles when we were babies and our mothers held us. Well, the vast majority of us. Some of us didn't, but I'm sure it's kind of sad. But it's such is life. And I'm sure it's something like that. Yeah, it's that intimacy, and I'm sure why it has become very popular is because so many of us already are kind of isolated. We're all. That's why the joke right now, right, is so many of us were already self-isolating, and we were lacking that human connection. We're social animals. We need people-to-people contact. We need it. We want it. We want it on a primordial level, right? And I think that's why ASMR is so popular, or becoming popular, I suppose, becoming more into the modern zeitgeist, right? And that we want it, and so many people are for whatever reason, so many people are isolated, and this digital format is the only way we can get that. And I mean, if it helps, it helps you to stay a healthy person, can one really knock it, right? You know what I mean? If we can live through it vicariously, right? Can we really knock it? So, yeah, I don't know. Again, it's a crazy fucking world we live in. Oh shit, I don't know. Lazy Monkey, I've never met you. Yeah, this guy with the epic mustache on the internet told me to do it. Yeah, don't make me go to court to explain shit, man. Jesus H, don't make me do it. Daniel Jefferson, first rule of Monkey Mayhem: we don't talk about Monkey Mayhem. Just look for the sign. Yeah. We don't talk about Monkey Mayhem. And again, don't make me go to court and have to explain things. Please, for God's sakes. All the monkeys too. That's how it's gonna look, right? It's gonna look. Fuck. Because I'm gonna send these little packages out with stickers. Everybody's gonna get their little Monkey Mayhem package sticker. Ah, shit! I gotta be careful. Am I Tyler Durden? That means I'm not real. If I'm Tyler Durden, that means I'm not real. Oh man, Raziel. So I actually watched a mini wargaming bat rep between Luca and Steve the other day. I was sorry I did it. They're off the rails over there. I don't know. I'm I'm not really up on what's happening there. I'm not that I don't care about them or anything like that. It's just, I mean, MWG's got issues. I'll leave it at that. People enjoy them. Feel free to enjoy their content. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you how to spend your free time. Except with Monkey Mayhem. Everybody's got to shave their head. Space monkeys. Ready to be shot into space. Like the first monkeys were shot into space. Anyway, don't get me started. Oh, Johnny's Chop Shop. Way of the Brush 24-hour stream. Yeah. No, that's not happening. Holy fuck, it's already 23. I haven't done one email yet. I got to do a couple emails. Holy shit. And I'm still behind on emails. Keep sending emails, people, but yeah, I am behind. Maybe I'll have to come on later and I'll have to do an email special. Or maybe I'll just do it off the air. I'll do the email special. No, I like the interaction with you guys because this is fun. That's why I keep doing this because we go off into so many different directions, people. I don't even know how you guys can even enjoy this after, like, I've done this live, like, and you're listening to me talk like this and just, I don't know, because, it's got to be like walking into a bathroom stall and looking at all the graffiti on the walls. You know what I mean? That's how I imagine people coming and listening to this after the fact. It's got to be like that. It's got to be walking to a bathroom stall and looking at all the graffiti on the walls, and it's like, what the fuck went on here? Like, who the fuck is writing this shit? That's how I imagine this show, is like reading the graffiti in a bathroom. Shit. Anyway, Jabba's Left Nut. That's the point of the Project Monkey Mayhem. The monkeys are anonymous. You fucked thought. Reziel, I think Kris needs to talk. He's been shut up in the Monkey Lord basement. Yeah, I've been in the basement too long, man. Anthony B., the pediatrician we take my 5-month-old says the white noise mimics the noises heard in the womb. That's probably what it is. That could very well be. Yeah. That makes sense. That the science checks out on that. We know, right? As soon as those little eardrums are developing, and you know what I mean? Like, what happened? Like, man, could you imagine experiencing it? Like, imagine, because, like, so much of our lives, like the first, 9 months of our lives, 9 months, the 9 months in gestation, we don't even have memory of, right? What is that sensation when the cells that form your eardrum develop and switch on for the first time while you're in there, right? Because we know the babies can hear the sounds inside there. We know the ears are turned on, right? We don't just all of a sudden, like, a brand new DVD player pop out and get turned on when we get birth. We're already turned on when we're in there. We're already interpreting information. The neurons in our brains are already making connections. We know that's occurring. What is that sensation? Maybe there's a reason why we don't remember that shit. Maybe there's a reason that we don't remember that. Because it'd be like that scene in Man of Steel, when Superman's getting all the information, or Zod's getting all the information at once, and he fucking just doesn't know what to do with it all. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe our brains are just like, fuck, no, this is too much. This is chaotic, and we can't make sense of it. So the brain goes, no, you don't remember this shit because you don't need to know it because it was chaotic and it's messy, and you know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe our brains we've developed to a point where, like, Yeah, you don't need to know that shit. That was chaos and noise anyway. It was, we were testing the wiring here and there, and you don't need to know. You know what I mean? So, yeah, who knows, right? But yeah, I can believe that there's something connecting that, to when we were infants, and that's why ASMR is like that, yeah. Eldari Lamborghini, what on earth? What on earth? Yeah, what on earth? That is the topic of the day. Ebb and Flow, Kris, hate explaining things. Then you'll love explaining your coordinating role in an international criminal conspiracy. I know. I'll be fucking getting picked up by Interpol. Monsieur Bello, would you care to explain what... I do this goofy show online. That's how my deposition will start. I do this goofy show online, and I'll try to play it off as something, completely innocuous. It is just, it's all about miniatures. It's about miniatures, I swear. It's a cookbook, I swear. Oh, shit. Man. Anyway, where am I here? Jabba's left nut. I'm ready for monkey mayhem. I'm clean shaven all over. Shoot me anyway. Clean all over. Clean shaven all over. It's a little more information I needed. Oh, shit. Dr. Xantos, Jabba is clean shaven and Kris has the lube somewhere. Let's do this. Ready to be shot into space. Just lube. Just it's like one of those wet toys. You just... It makes that sound too. Just... Oh shit, my cheeks are hurting. Oh, I've been laughing too hard. It's been a while since I've laughed that much. Oh, I can feel the pain right up in here, right under the bone. It's in the bone. Oh shit. Yeah. Java's up, Dr. Santos. That can only be a patron vid only. Yeah, we gotta have that one behind some firewall. Rezio, well, supposedly our brains at this stage don't create memories of that type. Not until 2-ish, I think. I don't know. Do we really know enough to know when memories are formed? Do we even know how memories are formed? I don't even think we even know that. We fully understand that. So to say that, memories aren't formed until they're 2, I don't know, right? To point fingers, we don't spend enough money on research on these things, on mental health. We don't. So anytime we're talking about, when we're speculating about mental health, not enough work has been done. Again, it's our own fault. It's probably why we're in this boat right now. We're all self-isolated because we're just not willing to fucking spend the time to learn these things. We're too concerned about, what people in other fucking countries are doing. We're too worried about, our fucking cell phones. No, you can't have that. No, you can't make that person that gender. No, you can't do these things. No, just too fucking concerned about other people's bullshit. No. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. Lazy monkey, Kris, with his mouth open to the camera. The bone. Yeah, I better be careful how I position myself, because then some asshole will Photoshop me somehow. I'm sure. Holy shit, it's 2:30. Okay, you know what? We got to get at least one email done, right? Or maybe I'll have to come back on. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow, since we're not doing fuck all, right? Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. Or maybe I'll do one later tonight. I don't know. Let's see how I'm feeling. I'm getting hungry right now. And I'm getting really hungry now because I'm like sweaty as balls right now. But we have to do at least an email. So, turn your headphones up or down, because here it comes. Yeah, let's do this one here. And it paused. It's email time. Oh, it's done. Oh shit. I'm on the wrong window. Hold on. God damn it. I had it on my screen showing my stream. Because I have it on one of my things there that shows. Anyway, fuck it. This is from our good buddy Sean. Hi, Kris. I wanted some advice for the camo portions of these scions. Pay no attention to the other bits, as these are a work in progress and lots still needs to be done. The camo is pretty much done, but I would like some suggestions on how to go about highlighting and shading the camo. Washes are out of the question, and so is dry brushing. Jeez. Does it even need more work, or should I let it be? I'm going for a high tabletop standard. Thanks in advance for the advice. Cheers, Sean T. So, he wants a little input on the camo, and shade washes and dry brushing are out of the question. So, I like the helmets. These guys look really cool. I definitely want to see these guys done when they're done. Okay, you're going for a high tabletop, but we're doing a bunch of rank and file dudes, right? That's what this is like for an army, or is this like for a project? Because typically, high tabletop. Okay. And you shaded washes and dry brushing is out of the question. Okay, hold on. I got to read that again. Did I read that right? The camo is pretty much done how I'd like. Some suggestions on how to go with highlighting and shading the camo. Washes are out of the question, and so is dry brushing. Okay, ways of doing something are off the table, but we want to go further. You see my initial problem here, right? If we are unwilling to go outside of our comfort zone to achieve something greater, and we're unwilling to go further and outside of our comfort zone, you see a problem I'm having here in how to answer your question. So, okay, to highlight the camo, does it need to be highlighted? Is the question. I like it as it is. Really, where you want highlights and such is on the flesh, the weapons, the cloth, those kind of things. Does the camo need to really be highlighted? A slight edging on the armor plates is possible. Does the camo itself need highlighting? Not really. If I was gonna go for a very dimensional kind of camo, oftentimes when that doesn't really help you, because your current situation is that you've already created the camo and you want to bring it further. So you have to individually highlight those color spaces. Short end of it. For example, the green. The upper portions or the lower portions of the green areas, you could bring in a little lighter green. You could take that green that you have, if you don't have the necessary color to, like for example, if it was Caliban green and you didn't have, say, Warpstone glow, right? Whatever. I mean, I'm just saying as an example. You could just simply add white. But if you want to go for a bit more of a natural type tone, you could go with an off-white, like a bone color, and add that to the green and highlight up. And I think you'd only have to do, one highlight. I don't know if it would be necessary to add more highlights. Or you can even add the shadows. You could take a little bit of black or even a dark green and add that to your base color, whatever your base color was. Brown, the same thing. You could add a little bit of white or off-white to the brown. Add a little bit of dark brown or even a black, and create a shadow and just do the upper or lower portions depending on how you want to highlight it. There are so many different ways you can go about this. Now, having said that, and that's going to be very time consuming and annoying to do, but you've already done it. So that was me addressing what you've already done. And of course, shade washes and dry brushing are out of the question. Why those would be out of the question, I don't know. But there it is. Yes, That is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to highlight those color areas individually, painstakingly, since other solutions are off the table. If dry brushing and shade washes are not out of the question, then I personally, if I was in this situation where I've already created the camo pattern and I wanted to add more dimension to it, I would use glazing. I'd probably use shade washes, but I'd probably use glazing. And I'd probably glaze with something like, oh man, you could probably go with like a Nuln Oil or even a Black Templar. Thin it down quite a bit, probably like a 3-to-1, three thinner to one paint or color, and glaze in the shadows and push the darker tones so that the color that it's currently at is the brightest, and push those colors even deeper and push more shadow. You'll get more contrast. For me personally, I probably would push them towards the outer edges, towards the ribs, the armpit areas, towards the belt line, on the armor panels, on the hips. I would probably push the shadow point. Personally, I would probably push them upwards towards the hips so that the light gets brighter towards the knees on those hip armor. Shoulder pads, I would probably push them towards the armpits so that it gets a little darker kind of forward. Or if you wanted to go for more of a zenithal, highlighted, kind of natural, realistic kind of color scheme, push towards the elbow joint, gets darker towards the elbow. Multi-segments, I probably push towards where the segments overlap. Yeah, that's how I would go. I would go with a darker glazing color, but I would go with a transparency so that I can maintain color integrity. Does that make sense? I don't even know if is Sean here today? I don't even know. I haven't seen the chat in a bit. No. Nathaniel, highlighting camo is the opposite of their purpose. Well, yeah, but I mean, highs and lows within the color would occur naturally, right? Like when you wear camouflage, yes, it's all crazy motley colors, but where the sunlight hits, those colors in the sunlight would be brighter, and the colors that would fall within the shadows would be darker. Yes, the pattern still exists, but there would be highs and lows within that existing pattern. And I think that's what he's looking for, is creating the highs and lows within that pattern. Now, again, since shade washing and dry brushing are out of the question, it becomes very limited in what he's going to do, and it's very annoying what he's going to have to do. So I'm not sure why shade washes and dry brushing are off the table. I guess that's my bigger question. Why are those off the table? But hopefully, Sean, that kind of gives you an idea with your current situation. Now, doing other ways of doing this, yes, there are. There are many different ways you can went about creating this camouflage pattern on a model and gone for a high tabletop and have dimension on those patterns. The glazing pretty much is the way I would go about it. So hopefully, Sean, that helps. Again, as a follow-up, why is shade washes and dry brushing off the table? I'm not sure. You're kind of limiting yourself in how you're going to respond to issues that creep up as you want to, create. So I'm not sure why that would be. What time are we at here? Holy crumbly, 2:41. Jeez Louise. And I'm super hungry. Lazy Monkey. Kris sounds rather offended that shade washing and dry brushing are off the table. Oh my. I kind of am offended. I kind of am offended in the regards that one would impose a limitation on their own creativity and how they would address a solution to a problem. You know what I mean? It's like I need heart surgery, but you can't cut me open. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me, right? And so addressing an issue as far as coming up with a solution to a current problem, and there are things that are not on the table, It seems very limiting, right? You, yes, will come to a solution, but they're going to be painstaking. There might be better solutions, but if they're off the table and those are better solutions, then why is that, right? Why? That doesn't make sense to me, right? A personal bias? And if a personal bias gets in the way of a solution, then that problem is not the problem. You're the problem, right? So I'm not saying you're the problem, but I'm saying like you're the problem, right? So that's why. So yeah, I am kind of offended. I'm kind of offended. I'm hurt. Sean, you hurt me. You offended me. No, I'm just kidding. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Dark Commission. You could dry brush with dark green to mimic that color as the factory base color. Sure, yeah. Look, like I said, man, there's many ways he could have went about it even before he got to that point where he made that color pattern on the surface and then wanted to have highs and lows. He wanted to bring it to a higher tabletop, right? You know, yeah. Nathaniel, Sean's probably afraid of coffee staining and over brushing. Well, that's where experience comes in. The first time you try something, you're gonna mess it up. But I mean, you got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And, being afraid to fail is unacceptable. Everybody fails. Everybody fails. Just deal with it. Get over it. Everybody fails. And pick yourself up and move forward. Try again. Being afraid to fail is not acceptable. Like, I don't, again, I mean, is this how fucking people think? Do people actually think like this? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But maybe I'm getting hangry. That's what it is. I'm getting hangry. I think that's what's going on here. I'm getting hangry. My breakfast wasn't enough, and I ate like early this morning. My breakfast wasn't enough, and I'm getting hangry. And I'm diabetic, people. I get hangry. Hangry is a real thing. And I probably said it before, but when I get angry, man, I sometimes turn blackout angry. I get like fucking angry. Eldari, it is a little strange to fence yourself into such limits. It is only just paint after all. You can always touch it up, redo, etc. Yeah, so I'm not sure why. I'm sure you know what? Like in Sean's defense, I'm sure it's probably not what he meant, and I might be reading it out of context with his situation. I don't know. I'm giving Sean the benefit of the doubt here that maybe I'm misinterpreting how I read that statement. But you saw the email. You read it along with me. But, yeah, maybe I'm reading it out of context. Maybe he's just, I don't know. I'm just going to have to give Sean the benefit of the doubt that there is a reason why. He doesn't really have to follow it up with any particular explanation. I don't really need an explanation. I'll just offer my solution. He asked for help, which is what I say, right? You have to ask for help. And I offered a solution to within the confines of what he had asked. And I even offered outside of the context of what he asked. But I did try and offer a solution within his confines, within his limited confines. Again, I might be misinterpreting it. Hopefully I am misinterpreting. But Sean, I don't need an explanation to that email. Hopefully what I offered helps. All that's the only part I'm concerned about, as I hope that helped. There, we'll leave it at that. All right. Lazy Monkey, if you're afraid to fail on those guys, paint up another piece to practice the method on. Yeah, well, you saw that he did a whole squad of them, right? So, you'd really hate to mess one up, especially if it was very painstaking, which it looked like it was, because that patterning was pretty tight. It was pretty clean. It was consistent. It didn't look like paint was applied very thick. You know what I mean? Like it was, the camo looked good. The miniatures looked good. And I liked, the whole vibe he had going on. He had a very realistic kind of vibe going on. There are many ways in which he could achieve that and achieved his desired result of having that, dimension of highs and lows within the camo pattern, right? So, but Jabba's left nut. Kris just emailed you about Monkey Mayhem. Oh no, what? You're not gonna get us arrested, are you? Where did we do? Oh, you sent it on the thing. Okay, hold on. Is it something I can read right now? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. You sent that from. It shows me you sent that from your phone. You know that company is a spy for another country, right? I'm just throwing some conspiracy theory shit. Holy shit! You know what? I think we're gonna have to stop here. Oh yeah, this one's a pretty big one too. Coma sent us a nice one. Oh damn it! I might have. Maybe we'll do another Way of the Brush tomorrow. Maybe we'll do another show tomorrow because yeah, I've got a whole bunch of emails. I've got a bunch, and I don't want to save them until next week because then you guys are gonna send me more. But yeah, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails, and only one was sent today. That was 7 emails. I was already behind. Yeah, from the 19th, which is 21st. Okay, well it's not too bad. When did Coma send that last one? 14th. Yeah, 7 days ago. So yeah, maybe we'll have to do another show tomorrow. We're all stuck indoors anyway, right? So maybe we'll do another show tomorrow. Just maybe. Or maybe I'll do one just at random, just to completely mess with you guys. No, I'm not doing a goddamn 24-hour stream. Are you kidding me? I'm not jacked up on Coke or anything like that. And I'm not talking about Coca-Cola either. I'm also not 25 anymore either. Aldari, it's been a long time since Kris has been behind. This is good. Yeah, it has been a long while since I have been this behind. And yeah, I think all last year, I think I stayed ahead of the email. I stayed like right on top of the emails. This is the first time in a long time that I have been way behind on emails, that I might have to actually play a catch-up show just to catch up on the emails. But that's good. That's good. That means you guys are sending me emails. You guys are sharing. And of course, even that, man, I can't even speak now. That is even in spite of the fact that we have Discord where we can share all the time and you can get a response from me, right then and there that, yeah, you're still sending emails. And that means that people still tune in for this. And, of course, it's me ranting and raving, but anyway. Ghost Starman Deluxe. An extra show would be great, especially with quarantine going on. Yeah, maybe I'll do another one tomorrow. Same time. Maybe we'll do another one tomorrow. Same time. Same channel. But 2 hours. It might be just strictly less goofing off and more email. I say that now. It would probably be a 4-hour show. Because, yeah, I got to go eat. Because I am getting hangry. And I'm getting bitchy and whiny and complaining. Lazy Monkey. A lot of people are going to be doing more hobbying. Yeah, exactly. Nathaniel, episode 288, part 2. Let's continue this shit. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to end this right here. And I think I'm going to have to do another show tomorrow. So there will be an 89. 89? What was today? 88? I don't fucking know. Yeah, today was 88. 288. 288 episodes of this silliness. Hoof. You guys have tuned in for 288 episodes. Man, I mean, like, in the last couple, I think last 2, 3, no, maybe longer, 3, 4 years, this show's been a 2-hour show. Good God, that's that many hours? Think of how many hours you guys have been tuning in. Oh, my Lord, I didn't want to think about this. It's going to make me mad. It's going to make me mad thinking about just how many hours we've all just sat here. But hopefully some of you have been productive and, painted your miniatures while listening to me jabber on about stuff. And yeah. Dark Commission. It'll be luck that you finish your 2-year backlog of minis just as shops close down. Yeah. Well, because we still need we need supplies too, right? Bone Ripper, I've just back into this mad hobby, doing some Gunpla too. Oh, you're doing Gunpla too? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I recently went back to, I haven't checked out his store in a long time, and it's a local store. And it's where I picked up the Tamiya paints, because he has Tamiyas, and he's got a good assortment of Gundam and stuff like that, and Bandai kits. And I was like, I might have to come back. He's got all sorts of stuff. And there's another store too in one of the malls, but it's the fucking mall, so I never go. Right, I never go to the mall. I think I go like once a year to a mall, and yeah, this one store, they got like Japanese, like, like stuffies and things like that, but they also have, Bandai Gundams and Bandai kits. It's where they had the Millennium Falcon up on the shelf. I was like, gotta get that, because I want that 170, 78, 72, 172 scale Millennium Falcon, perfect grade. It's like $500. I know. Emerald Phoenix, on the estimate that each episode is 2 hours long, we've spent a full 24 full days of our lives on this show. Hold on. We've spent 24 full days of our lives on the show. Really? Is that what that equates to? Jesus. I've wasted almost an entire month of your lives. I think that might, I might have to be proud of that. That's actually an accomplishment. I've wasted almost a month of your lives. Oh my God. Dr. Zantos, there was some place where people were buying out all Gundam kits when all this started. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Everybody's just gunplaying up like mad right now. I know. I still got a bunch of kits. Well, here, I'll give you guys a quick peek. I usually don't show you guys around my little office space here. But yeah, you can see over there, I got a whole bunch of Bandai kits. I got all sorts of Games Workshop kits. And those brown boxes, there's a bunch of bits, all sorts of stuff. I even got boxes over there stuff. I've got boxes over there stuff. I even have like sprues of stuff. Wait, hold on. This is behind me. This is way behind me. There's a whole bunch of sprues on the floor there. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, and then the other room where I film other stuff, I've got Tupperware bins of models and stuff like that. I'm not in the missing kits department anyway. Oh man, Lazy Monkey, got to keep occupied in the lockdowns. Yeah, got to keep your sanity, right? And it sounds a little cliche, but you got to keep a stiff upper lip, right? Got to keep a stiff upper lip. Make lemonade, as I'm fond of saying. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Got to make the best of a shit situation. So hopefully, some of y'all were working on stuff. Maybe some of y'all were just sitting around laughing. Some of you might even be sitting in a little kiddie pool filled with water, eating a hot dog, drinking a beer. It's too fucking cold out right now for that, but I kind of would rather be doing that right now. Sitting in a little kiddie pool, eating a hot dog, drinking a beer. Ishab. Hee hee hee. So much for stopping at 2 p.m. However, I'm grateful. Thanks, Kris. Love it. And to you all, be well, be safe, stay healthy. Always. Good sentiment. Yes, I agree, Sammy. Lazy Monkey, keep calm, wash your hands and your ass. You stink. That's right. Wash your ass. Make sure you wash your ass. It's the most important part. Especially a bunch of us who are going to be spending a lot of time on our asses. Keep that shit clean. Literally. Dr. Santos, thank you, Kris. Have a good rest of the day. Yep, I'm out here. So again, if you're locked in your house with not much to do other than assemble your models and, what have you, send your questions and emails to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It's in the description below, as well as a link to waveofthebrush.com, central hub of all this silliness. Has links for social medias as well as Discord. Just join us on Discord, where we keep the show rolling 24 hours a day. Feel free to ask and post and share. And, of course, we've got many channels for, many different topics. It's quite silly at times. So if you enjoy the silliness, which is this show basically, join us on Discord. Of course, at waveofthebrush.com has links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your t-shirt and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at waveofthebrush.com, because it's nice to put a face to the name and a name to the face. waveofthebrush.com also has links for Patreon support. Huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without your support, this just would not be possible. And, and again, because now that I'm independent, this allows me to continue the efforts and create tutorials, further educate, and help you become a better fulfilled and better painter. Better fulfilled, happier, enjoying this hobby that we all love and know. And of course, if you're not able to support monetarily, clicking thumbs up, liking, subscribing, sharing the video all help as well. Commenting, commenting is a big one as well. It's all about the freaking analytics, it's just, your interactions, people liking it and commenting and, sharing the video, like that all, it's all the interaction, all helps. And of course, it's just helps the channel get pushed, to other people who are of similar minds. And we all know we are all of a similar mind because, you tune in and you all laugh at the same dumb jokes and so it's kind of nice to know that we're all similar kind of weirdos out there. And we're all weirdos. I have no illusions. I'm a creep. Somebody said the eyeball thing, the thumbnail for the show today, was creepy. And yeah, that was the point. It was creepy. It was a joke, but I know I'm creepy. And it's not the first time I've been told I'm creepy. The wife calls me creepy every once in a while. I get called a creep. And I embrace the creepiness. I'm a guy. I'm a creep. I can't help it. That's why I was born. Anyway, closing spiel. Right. So huge thank you to everybody. Big thank you to Carl, aka Guy Meir Allfair, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. And who doesn't? Because we're all shut in. So that's the only sports going on right now is Blood Bowl. So check out some Blood Bowl. We always say thank you to Carl for taking time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before the email segment of the show. So always much love to Carl. And of course, big thank you to my baby brother, Evan, for creating the intro and outro music that plays during the show. Always much love to him because he's much more creative than I. And, I got the looks, he got the creativity. I don't know if he watches this, but yeah, I'm going to say I got the looks and he got the talent. That's what I'll say. Yeah, there we go. Of course, I have another brother, which he's really quite brilliant too. So he got the brilliance, he got the talent, I got the looks. There we go. They're going to beat me up, I know. I'm getting old and they're big and strong. They're bigger than me and stronger. My brother's in really good shape. And yeah, he probably beat me up. I'm getting old. I'm getting weak. Oh, shit. Okay, we're done. We're done? Yeah, we're done. I don't know if we learned anything. We might have laughed a little bit. Today's another one of them goofy episodes. I think it's just really where we're at in this planet. Oh, and also I'm hangry as well. Holy fuck, it's 3. I gotta end this. I can hear everybody making lunch and I'm getting hungry. I can smell food right now. And it's making me antsy. I gotta go. I have to go. I'm going. Bye. I'll see you later. Take care of those brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys later. Tomorrow, I think. I'll tweet out about it. If it's 100%, if I do a tweet, it's 100%. If I do a tweet, maybe I'll make even a creepier thumbnail. Like, yeah. I'm getting out of here.